Right, we are live. Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the Kiwi Lads channel. We are back for another match of international rugby. This game is huge. Like they've just mentioned, it is the world champions versus the world number one Ireland taking on South Africa in what could be a massive, massive game at the Aviva Stadium. We've just witnessed the All Blacks versus Wales. This game is the one a lot of people have been waiting for, though, for this weekend. We will look straight into the starting lineups and then we'll do a little bit of a preview before we get into the matchup. But looking through at the Irish side, it will be Andrew Porter, Dan Sheehan, and Tyke Furlong as the front row, and all Leinster lineup for the front three in this Irish side. Tyke Burns slots in a number 4 with James Ryan at 5. Then a strong loose forward trio with Peter O'Mahony at number 6. Josh Van den Fleer, one of the players of the year last year, I believe, and Caelan Doris there at number 8. Then the back line, Conor Murray, his 100th cap for the Irish in this contest, and alongside him, Johnny Sexton, a huge amount of experience between the 9 and 10 combo of the Irish. McCloskey slots in at number 12 with Ringrose on his outside at number 13. Matt Hansen, player who recently made his way into the Irish side over the last kind of year or so and has really lit that wing on fire. Balakoon out on the other wing. He's got pace for days and will certainly be a hectic one to watch out there on the field up against the South Africans. And then at the fullback jersey, it will be Hugo Keenan, who closes out the Irish starting lineup. Then looking through at the South African side now will be Stephen Kitsoff, Malcolm Marx, and Franz Malherbe as the front row, a very strong one. So normally we do see Kitsoff and Marx coming off the bench as part of the bomb squad. That is not the case for this game. Instead, they have decided that they are better off starting them up against the Irish. Eben Etzebeth and Ludiacha, very good combination, very experienced combination there for the Springboks. Also, Sia Khaleesi, sorry, and number 6, Peter Steph-Toy. He's had a couple injury troubles, but he seems like he's going to be 100% for this one. And then Jasper Visa will be slotting in as the number 8. So no Dwayne Vermeulen on the side. Also no Ivan Ruas. He is another player who has missed out for that number 8 jersey. Jaden Hendrickse gets the nod to start at number 9. There was a question mark of whether or not Damian Valimza will be at number 10 for this game, or maybe number 15. As you can see, they've got a pretty big name at 15, but Valimza, he certainly has the potential of playing either of those positions and playing them very well. They've gone with them at fly half here in the absence of Andre Pollard. In the midfield will be Damien De Lende at number 12 with number 13 being Jesse Creel. Then out on the left wing, it is Makazole Mapimpi. Out on the right wing, Kurtley Aronsa. And then at number 15, to close out the side, a man who was back in the lineup after quite some time, Cheslin Colby. The last time we saw him in action was the British and Irish Lions tour, where he did go face-to-face with a few of these Irish players who are in the lineup for this matchup. And let's go to Springboks do it for the Southern Hemisphere, says Junior Ryder, and also How Hope. It's a very good high-scoring game, says Emerald, and also I'm so nervous for this match, says DJ. And then come on the boys in green, says Richard. Now question, Richard, because both teams will be theoretically known as the boys in green for this match. So I assume you are going Ireland in that regard because of Koi Big and world champions versus world number 1 ranked team, says DJ. So yeah, it's been built up as a massive head-to-head battle, and it's going to be absolutely incredible when the match does get underway in just around the 10 minutes time when they do make their way out on the field. It's going to be epic, says Emerald. Let's go, says Golden Guest. And who's winning your prediction, says Max. For me, I'm going South Africa by 3. I said it before the match. I said it a couple days ago as well. I'm going to stick by it, and I'm going to say South Africa win this game narrowly by the 3 points. And how's it from the African Celt? Says Sean. And I hope you are doing very well indeed. Looking through at the benches, these guys will be hoping to do well in the later stages of the fixture. Hearing at number 16, Cian Healy at 17, and then Finlay Bilham going to be there at 18. Certainly an aggressive individual to have out on the field, and he should be a very dangerous one to watch out for. Kieran Treadwell at number 19 with Jack Conan at 20. Then Jameson Gibson Park, Joey Carberry, and Jimmy O'Brien does slot in at number 23. Now, it's interesting because originally O'Brien was named in the Irish A side, but due to a couple injuries, I believe, for the Ireland side, he did get brought in for this matchup for South Africa off the bench. Speaking of injuries, this man's recently returned from one, Bongi Umbanambi. Very dangerous off a rolling ball and will be hoping to get it done. Someone's just let off a cannon or something at the ground. Hopefully that was supposed to happen, unless something's just exploded. No, I think it was supposed to happen. The explosion was supposed to happen. Happy days. Oxnashare, Vincent Koch, they will also be the front row replacements for South Africa. Franco Mostert at number 19, Dion Forey at number 20. Then it is Quagga Smith, Faf de Klerk at 22, and Willie LaRue at number 23. So those are the starting lineups and reserves for both of these sides at our $10 free bet. Accidentally put it on AB's 1 to 12. Says Max Cottle there, and South Africa by 8, says Sean, and South Africa by 10 points. Going to put 4 on South Africa, says Max Cottle, and there as well. So it does seem like everyone at the moment is backing the South Africans to be able to do it away from home, although we need to remember how strong this Welsh side can be. And I think they're certainly going to bring that intensity into this match. A point that my dad made earlier on that was a very good one. Northern Hemisphere sides, when they have the passion and they have the heart at the start of the game, the longer you let them continue feeling that passion and the heart, the longer you keep them in the game, that is when they are their most dangerous. So South Africa have to try and shut the Irish out of this match early on, similar to what we saw in the match between the AB's 15 and Ireland A. As soon as they started getting that momentum going, that was when we saw the Irish slow down. The temperature 11 degrees Celsius, and the lights have now just gone out at the Aviva. And it's going to be brutal. I like how I see South Africa forwards looking after the back. Says Golden Guess and Go the Box win by 12. And Black Ferns, what a game. It was very close. And you see how strong Wales can be as well, says Max Cottle. And for a majority of that game, they weren't too bad throughout that matchup. It was just the last 20 minutes. As soon as the All Blacks started building the momentum, pretty much the exact point that I just made. As soon as the All Blacks took the game out of the Welsh hands, that's when they just weren't able to stop that momentum. So my point still stands of the fact that if you keep a Northern Hemisphere side in a competition, they will certainly keep on going. We've seen it. Japan's a perfect example. In that game up against the All Blacks, as long as Japan thought they had half a chance of winning that game, they were trying their absolute everything. What kit does South Africa have? I believe we haven't actually seen it just yet, although Ireland with their training kit looks like it's actually kind of a stripy black and white. So I'm wondering whether or not Ireland are actually going to be wearing the away kit for this home game. And also Hibernia, and especially at home, if Sexton is allowed to dominate, so will the others. Size isn't an issue in the back, nor is impact in the backs. Come on, Ireland. And there's not kilts, says Tom. And also we've got that's the Spirit Harishi. And now we battle the 80. And also for sure, my guy going to be brutal, says Nathan there. And also Go Ireland from Wales, and great win for the All Blacks. Go the Box, enjoy the game. Harry says Josh Pike, it's going to be an absolutely awesome one. And I cannot wait to see these two sides go head-to-head again, because that's the thing. We're going to see it in the 2023 World Cup. And now we get to see it a little bit earlier as well. Like they're saying, perfect conditions in Ireland for this contest. Brilliant playing surface, exactly what you want to see for a game of Test match rugby. I want to say to the Springboks, by the looks of it, underneath the kit of Eben Etzebeth, they are going to be wearing their main, I guess, green and gold. And also, you folks knocked it clean out of the park, mate. Two absolute legends, says Sebastian in the chat as well. Yeah, they did very well. Maybe if I can convince them, could be more of a regular thing. Although I'll probably have to do it for games that aren't at 3:30 a.m. Might be a good idea. And if hoping that we at least push South Africa all the way, says Emerald Guardian. And also, if I win, I get $7 back, says Max Cottle. I should also mention gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. There's a lot of money that can be lost in online betting, as we have just heard from the $10 free bet on the ABs that didn't work out. But Conor Murray going out onto the field. It is his 100th game here. Like they're saying, 2011 was Conor Murray's debut up against the French. 100 caps for Murray, says Emerald. And also, who do you think? We have the best game between Colby and Arinsir. I think Chisel and Colby. Arinsir, he's due for a quiet one. And I think with his matchup up against Balakoon, I think, he's actually going to be on the other wing, isn't he? So he's going to have Matt Hansen, who's going to be a right handful for him. So his defense is going to have to be solid, but I'm hoping Chisel and Colby is able to really pick up from where he left off last time he was in the international kit. Prediction for the Wallabies in France and England versus Argentina. For me, France by 10, England by 10. Very basic, but I think that's what I'll go with. Argentina, though, they could have a chance to get in a little bit closer in that matchup. In time for the world champions to teach Ireland a lesson or two. Go the Bok, says Brent Lowe. Yeah, it has been described as the world champions versus the world number one in this matchup right through the build-up, and it's going to be epic. See these two sides go head-to-head, and a rugby union, the away team, always play in their preferred shirt if there is a shirt colour clash, says Darren Smith. So that will be why the Springboks are still in the green and the gold, and Ireland are wearing almost like a black and white stripped kit. And also we have got there, by the way, it was a free bonus bet, people. says Max Godwin there. And also we've got the why do you reckon South Africa is the favourite to win, says Ed. I know on the New Zealand TABs they are not, but I believe it's just because a lot of people, they have a lot of faith in the Springboks to be able to go on the road. We've seen it in the URC recently. Those sides starting to travel very well. Hang on, they've got the South African national anthem. I've missed my cue. Whoops. I really blew that one. I feel like I panicked and really played it badly. And also we have the Bok fans got their excuses ready if they get beat. Says Finton. Probably. I feel like a lot of teams nowadays have got the excuses ready, but I really hope that one of them isn't to do with the referee for either of these sides. Whoever loses, hopefully the referee just doesn't get involved too much, because that would be a big shame. And I was in a Connacht wing 10 years ago. This would have been a dream given Leinster and Munster's dominance. And also, man, did I tune in at the wrong time? My ears hurt, says Finton. Yeah, that was a poor performance from myself. We might have to try again at halftime. Or if they win, maybe we give it a crack at that stage. But South Africans currently singing the South African national anthem at Hendricks. Eat your heart out and don't think it will be a big scoring game somehow, says Ed. Yeah, there's a chance that we see a bit of a stalemate between the two sides for the first maybe 20 or 30 minutes, and then the score might start to tick over. And also South Africa sore losers never, says Nicholas Stevenson. And same as Irish fans have plenty of excuses as well, Finton O'Mara. And yeah, like I mentioned, it's pretty much every team in international rugby. It's like New Zealand versus France. There was a fella who was pretty much trying to tell us that France were robbed in the match between New Zealand and France. But France missed the last conversion that would have won them the game. If they had won, it would have been because of that conversion. If that conversion went over, they would have won. So all they needed to do was just kick that conversion, and there would have been nothing to do with like the referees or anything like that. But they were fixed on that idea, and not bad at all. Stick to the commentary, says Brett Lowe. And there, yeah, it's a bit out of tune. And also I butchered it big time. Normally I play it a little bit smoother, and we'll provide Spain versus Tonga scores. Says I'm nutty. I will keep an eye on the scoreboard for that one, and also let you guys know exactly what is happening throughout that game. South Africa will be the only team I feel comfy with to win away. And then France, says Golden Guest. So yeah, South Africa actually coming in as slight underdogs. I guess a little bit of a point to make here. South Africa came in as the exact same odds for underdogs as Samoa did. Fun fact, and Samoa lost by about 30-something points. But I don't believe that is going to be the case. And also, no blame and ref last night, New Zealand effed us sideways on attack, says Nicholas Stevenson. Just blame Pat Cummins. Don't muck around, says Sebastian there. And we need Elton Yankees, says Luke. And Ireland by 5, says Hershey. And also, we have got there, let's go, says Emerald. And also, we are good when we lose, as long as the best team wins, and it's not a bad decision, says Finton. And players to watch from both teams. For me, Chesil and Colby's one that a lot of people have got their eyes on, because at the end of the day, he's been out for such a long time. The British and Irish Lions tour was the last time we saw that man in action. So a lot of people have got that laser beam focus right on him at fullback. For me, if you're looking through this Irish lineup, they're showing him right now his 100th cap, Conor Murray. He'll be wanting to absolutely put on a show for the home crowd. And then out on the wing, Mac Hansen, the explosive winger. He will be another one to watch out for. I went to Fiji after 45 minutes on that game. They made me start with that sore ref, or that soft ref, says Golden Guest in the box. Must win, says Margaret. And also 49 by Italy, says I am nutty. And also, let's go Colby, says Nate. The Irish fans all singing the Irish national anthem here, and they will be absolutely loving the fact that they are back at the Aviva for another big match. Next week, they are going to have another challenging game. Johnny Sexton's got a black eye. I wonder who gave him that. Probably the girl who was standing next to him. That's a joke, by the way. Those are his children. So I really hope that that's not the case. And also, we get their box are better when they are expected to lose. And Ireland are favourites of the box to pull it off, says John Nettling. And also change at halftime, says I'm nutty, and we demand the suit. I think it might be a little bit late to be able to put on the suit. I'm not even sure if I've got all of it together at the moment. Will I see the players play live here, says Jolene. Sadly, due to licensing, we're unable to show match footage or audio, but I highly recommend either DSTV. In Ireland, I believe this game's being shown completely for free if you've got yourself a VPN, and that is going to be on, I think it's Virgin Media that have got it, but also RTE is your other option in Ireland. And also wasn't meh. says Nate. And there as well, they are just showing the starting lineups once again. Malcolm Marks, another player to watch out for. Guess who's in the house? Your lovely Lady Lynn. And there as well, welcome in, lovely Lady Lynn. Hope you are doing very well. I was going to try and go with another alliteration of another L in there, but I couldn't think of any other words. Yeah, I can't think of any words to start with L, unfortunately. That's really bad. And also we have there, who do you got for New Zealand versus Ireland? When are they playing, Luke? Because I know that it's going to be maybe the next time we get to see it might be actually the quarter-final of the Rugby World Cup. Johnny Sexton is such a legend of the game, he can't afford to be a wife beater. So, he can afford to be a wife beater. Sebastian, I'm not sure about that one. And also, let's go Ireland. Ronan O'Gara is watching a box to win. A lot of big names and experience. That's what make them the world champions, says Brett Lowe. Charge of this one, it will be the Georgian referee. His name I can't pronounce, but I know he's decent at his job. Rowan also, who do you predict? Spain versus Tonga? I think Tonga, I want to say, will take it, but Spain are a decent side in Union at the moment. They got knocked out of that World Cup, unfortunately, due to some off-the-field antics, or I guess on-the-field antics as well, in a way, with the South African player. But, yeah, I think I'm going to say the home side will win it by 5. And that one in Georgian ref is very good, says I am nutty, and also let's go, says Emerald. But now the kickoff in this contest, it will be Johnny Sexton getting us underway. Ireland wearing their green and black trimmed kit, ready to go for this exciting match at the Aviva. It's kicked off long, deep into the 22 of the South Africans, and straight away, Cheslin Colby takes the ball and will be clearing it downfield into touch. Decent clearance, and the touch finder from Colby for his first touch in the Springboks kit since the British and Irish Lions tour. He would be wearing 2 black eyes and a big Mutu lips, says Nate there, and also Fiji defense. Emmy, very good. Let's go, says Golden Guest, and also everybody get ready, get steady to go, says Lady Lynn. Dan Sheehan going to be throwing this ball in. Now, I did see one of the things on the TAB. Of course, I check all the odds to see what the game is really matching up like. And I saw that there was a thing that was Dan Sheehan or Malcolm Marks to score the first try of the contest. And it was a bit of a multi-type thing, how it was about $4.50, which probably wasn't a terrible choice because both of those players, very decent. Like I mentioned, gamble responsibly, ladies and gentlemen. But I don't think you can put money on that anymore because the match has started. But it was just an interesting one, mainly because they feel that both sides are going to go for that rolling maul at some stage throughout the match. That's going to be going back for the initial knock-on, I believe it was, in favour of the South Africans. In fact, no, sorry, it's a penalty for not rolling away. So this is an easy 3 points if Ireland want it here. Straight out in front of the box, or straight out in front of the posts, I should say. And Johnny Sexton will be trying to add the 3 yellow Hamish process. For sure, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing well. Decent odds. Both teams love a good rolling maul, says Sebastian. And yeah, I think it's expected that we see a few 3-pointers taken by both sides in the early stages of the contest, just because it seems, I guess you'd say, it seems like a decent choice overall. Damien Dialende hasn't been able to roll out of that one, so it gives away the early penalty. This that Georgian ref, Hammy. It is indeed the one who did the game between New Zealand and Argentina, some may remember. And Springboks yell like a ding, says JP there. And Spanish game is on a Movistar Plus if you're in Spain, says I am nutty there. Johnny Sexton, though, 18 metres out from the line. This one should be one that he kicks in his sleep. Johnny Sexton shouldn't have too much trouble at all with this first kick of the game. I wonder who gave him the black eye, though. I'm wondering whether or not it was in training. Looks like it was about 3 or so days ago, I'd say, with the bruising. That one's only just gone over from Johnny Sexton, but it's over nonetheless. 3-0 now in favour of the home side. The last time we saw Colby was against Wales, says DJ Mills. And there as well, and also Sunset in Malaga for Spanish game looks like Mogvi, says I am nutty. In the chat as well, but now Damian Valimza going to be looking to kick this one off for the South Africans. Yes, sir. Now I remember Island confidence for the line-out. Sees to play safe. Says Golden Guest, and also wasn't me. Says Nate, that one's gone into touch. They've got to try and decide whose hands it come off. It's come off Tyg Burns. So now South Africa will have themselves the line-out. Tonga 3-0 already in their game. So I guess that's actually, now that I think about it, this game's 3-0, so it makes sense that they did get themselves the early penalty. It was knocked into touch by Tyg Burn. Unfortunately, not quite able to take that one as cleanly as he would have liked. And this is the first time we get to see the Springboks line out in action. It looks like the rolling maul Saying open up. Malcolm Marx has gone down with the ball at the back. It's available for Jaden Hendrickson. I believe it's also going to be the advantage in favour of the Springboks. Damien Dialende trying to break through. Nice tackle made on him by Kalen Doris. I believe he's gone twice and almost knocked it on both times from Damien Dialende there. Now Malcolm Marx crashes into the line. Jaden Hendrickson off to the short side now, linking up with Jasper Wiese, the big man. They are right out in front of the post, about 25 metres out. Hendrickson goes off to Damian Willemse. Now off to Chisel and Colby. Good low tackle made on him by Gary Ringrose. Gets back up to his feet. Still trying to drive the legs. The ball's been stripped from him. He's just been ripped away by McCloskey. Says, nope, you are not going through. This is going to be very physical. And Hemisphere, congratulations to New Zealand reaching the semi-finals of the T20 World Cup. Yeah, now they are actually going to be facing South Africa. Could be an exciting one. I hear Johnny's message. Mrs. gave him a shiner. Says Mr. Clean and also come on the box. Says Wayne, he probably said he was going to be playing till the 2031 Rugby World Cup, and she might have gotten a bit mad about that. Even though he probably wants to play till then, Johnny Sexton, although he has said after the 2023 one, he's going to hang up the boots, but that might change depending on how well Ireland do end up going. And Wayne is going for the box, and Atini has said, hi, welcome in. Damien Willemse kicks it for the corner. So that kind of, I guess, makes those betting odds that I was mentioning about even more prominent for both of these sides, willing to go for those early rolling mauls in the corner, trying to keep those points ticking over. Malcolm Marx going to throw it in and can't play safe without South Africa. Is anyone colourblind watching the game? How do the jerseys look under new rules? Says, I am nutty. Going to be thrown in. Eben Etzebeth takes it nicely, but good rolling maul defence so far from the Irish, stopping the Springboks from marching forward at all. But now it looks like it might start to creep a little bit sideways. Good defence from Ireland, not allowing it to creep. Now Malcolm Marx breaks off the back, tries to go over the top of Conor Murray, who has muscled up and made a good tackle. Now Peter Steftotoy round the side of the breakdown once again. Hendrickson has it available for Frans Malherbe, the big Stormers representative in the URC. Ludiacha, it's a hard at the line. Tackled by Jaden Hendrickson, still available for the Springboks here. Now Peter Steftotoy. Good hard muscle tackle, I should say, from McCloskey. The Springboks really need an away kit, says Sebastian. Yeah, I believe they used to have the white kit, didn't they? But I don't think that lasted very long for the Springboks. The green and gold, I guess, has become that iconic that they do not want to change it at any stage. Now it's going to be Damien Willemse tries to break through the tackle, still 10 metres out from the line, 10 phases in as well. Stephen Kitsoff, we're in the number one for this contest, getting into the starting lineup. Tyke Furlong has to try and avoid being in the way in the breakdown. Jasper Wiese once again, another carrier. Looked like McCloskey was going for a ball strip there, but doesn't get it. Now Peter Steftotoy has been taken down again. Hendrickson, little offload pass up to Frans Malherbe. Nice clean out from Malcolm Marx. Now Willemse gives it off to Jesse Creel. Matt Cancer tries to get onto it. Wasn't able to. This is just relentless attack from the Springboks at the moment, but the defence from the Irish could also be considered as quite relentless. Now Willemse tries to spin through. Tackled by Tyke Furlong. Round the side, Peter Steftotoy gets close. McCloskey tries to get the turnover. It was almost a knock-on. It's going to be the penalty advantage in favour of South Africa. He's gone for the cross kick. There was no one out on the wing. Curtly Ardense almost got taken out in the air, and in fact, it's going to be the penalty advantage in favour of the South Africans now. After 17 phases, they will be going back for the penalty in favour of the Springboks. Taking out the man. This one's from 5 metres out. So they've either got the option of the tap or they might consider going for the line out here. Okay. Offside and a tackle in the air. I think they're going to be going for the one in the middle of the field, and they might consider taking on the 3 points here for the Springboks just to get this game back to a relatively even playing field. And also bounce says Golden Guest, and also there you go, Jasper. Says Nate there, and the Georgian ref says Nate, and also my heart is beating so fast, says Emerald Guardian. Right, Damien Willemse, he will be taking on the shot at the posts. Seems like the safe bet at the moment for South Africa from this position on the field. Whereas the live stream, they have got the options on either Sky Sport 2, that is where we are watching it, DSTV, Stan Sport in Australia, Amazon Prime in the Northern Hemisphere is your other option to be able to watch this game. But they are probably the main 4 that you can watch it on. So we go there on TV, says I'm nutty. There's another option there. The King Kohli in India won the T20 World Cup, says Gary Miller. And morning, Amish, hope you are well. It was nice seeing your mum and dad go in the box by 5. says Birdie V there. I should mention straight after this live stream, we have actually got another stream that we will be doing on the channel. That will be the matchup taking place between Fiji and New Zealand in the Rugby League World Cup quarterfinal. That one has gone over though, so now the score is going to be 3 points to 3. And also, with that, can you go to cheers for your team for the semi-final? Says Vishal as well. We are hoping to do maybe the live stream, but we will have to wait and see how the copyright scenario is going. What are you drinking? Looks refreshing. It is just water. Nothing too special. It's in a Coca-Cola glass, though. That kind of doesn't show up, unfortunately, because of the green screen. But, yeah, going to keep the throat hydrated, or myself hydrated, I should say, throughout this match so that the voice does stick around 3-3 in the Spain versus Tonga. So, actually very similar to this game. By the sounds of it, it's going to go short there from Ireland. Nicely taken by Peter Toy. It's lifted in the air by Malcolm Marks. Now Hendrickse goes off to the right-hand side, gives it off to Etzebeth. Great low tackle made on him, though, by James Ryan. Oh. Okay. Seems like they're having a little bit of trouble here getting the ball out the back of the breakdown, but Jaden Hendrickse has been able to clean it up quite nicely. Now it's taken beautifully by Damien Dialende. Gets back up to his feet. Going to be going down once again. And also we have got there 6-3 to Tonga at the moment in that contest. And also that replay showed a clear no release, says Golden Guest. Now Ireland trying to work for that ball again. I think they were asking for the knock on there, Conor Murray, but he doesn't receive it. And how to watch the game live in South Africa, thanks, says Rosia. Hopefully I've said that correctly. I believe your only option in South Africa is probably DSTV, or if you've got yourself a VPN, then you can also get away with watching it on Stan Sport. No, sorry, on Amazon, I believe it is. And I would like to see Colby and Ildensa in space, says T7. Yeah, that would be awesome. See those two players making their way through, but now it's back in the hands of Ireland. McCloskey does break through the tackle of Makazole Mapimpi. I believe that's the first time we've actually seen Mapimpi in action, and he has already missed one of his challenges. Now going to be going off to the short side. Nice little overlap, wrap around from the Irish, jumping onto that one. Damien Valimza tries to contest. Same with Sia Khaleesi, but they're unable to quite get that ball the way they would have liked. Now balls once again going to be available for the Irish. They're having to work hard in these breakdowns, though, and it's same Battle Lad, or some Battle Lad and Super Sports or Flow Sports says I am nutty as the options in South Africa as well. Conor Murray, though, looks like he is going to be putting up the box kick himself. No defenders actually in front of him to protect that ball. Now Valimza goes up nicely. He actually jumps over the top of Arendse to be able to take it. Now Hendrickse goes off to the short side, gives it now into the hands of Jasper Wiese. Jaden Hendrickse back into the pocket. Giselin Colby puts up an absolute torpedo. It's going to be tough for anyone to take. Makazole Mapimpi wanted it, wasn't able to take it instead. It was beautifully done by Mackenzie Hansen. That's not his name. It was actually Hugo Keenan who was able to take that one. Now South Africa getting the ball back, going for the kick and mine from Jaden Hendrickse. There was really nothing on there. Johnny Sexton, the ball's been slapped down to the advantage in favour of South Africa. In fact, sorry, in favour of Ireland. It's a hectic game at the moment. It's people streaming their TV streams. Says I am nutty there. Oh. Okay, don't try tackling beyond, or we will have to go back for the advantage, is the comment that the referee has just made. They're saying no one really breaking through. And also we get the Hamish keep us updated on the field position when the attacking team is on the field, says Brett Lowe will do. And also, if I watch on Amazon Prime, will my stream arrive in 5 to 7 working days? Says Sebastian. I'd like to think it would be super speedy. Possibly. Now, Peter Toy just a little knock on the ground there, which has cost him a bit. And now Ireland will have themselves another scrum feed in this fixture. Johnny Sexton taking some deep breaths already, though, after the first 12 minutes. There hasn't really been much time for breathing for either of these sides. Both going full out for the early stages. Now, it's going to be the scrum feed for the Irish. Seems like quite a few supporters in attendance going for Ireland. Tackles made so far. South Africa have made 9 and missed 3. Ireland have made 46 and missed 2. So their tackling completion rate is very impressive throughout this one. But currently Ireland just outside of their 22. Conor Murray about to feed the ball into the scrum. Georgian referee just having a bit of a chat there with, I believe, one of the South African forwards, maybe Sia Khaleesi was the man he was chatting with there. And also we have got there, physical delivery joke doesn't work, says I am nutty. I mean, I think that was what he was going for, I am nutty, in that regard. Just maybe. And also Big Love Birdie, all is good. And Ireland haven't played in 4 months. Slow start for Ireland. Says Nate, yeah, the last time that we did see them in action was actually up against the All Blacks. And they were able to win that series. Johnny Sexton, wide cut out pass, goes straight to Mac Hansen. Now Kurtley Aronsa tries to make the tackle there. Damien Dialende finishes the job, though. Will Dad make an appearance? Says, I'm nutty. I don't believe for this one that I know of, but hopefully in a future live stream, we'll be able to have him back as well. Racing 92 just scored a try up against Papignan for anyone who was following that game, which I don't think is many people because the international rugby scene has come back. Ireland competing well, but South Africa are a strong team, says Gerard. Exactly right. They cannot underestimate, or in fact, neither of these sides can underestimate their opposition here because they are both extremely dangerous. It was a nice run initially from Mackenzie Hansen, trying to break through the line a little bit. Took some big contact from Damien Dialende, which I'm not sure whether or not they'll have another look at because it might have been head-on-head. I don't know how to make a disappearance. And in my humour again, Sebastian and also there, you can just see how physical South Africa is. And while Spain game sunset is still amazing, says I am nutty. And also we have got there No Bundy and James, says Nate. And also they are missing Robbie Henshaw for this contest as well in the starting lineup and reserve. So that's another player that the Irish would have loved to have. For South Africa, though, they're missing they're missing Hondre Pollard. They are also missing Lucanio Arm, a few other players scattered throughout there. Winning is not everything, but the only thing, says Carroll. Now another attack and run from South Africa was Stephen Kitsoff hitting it up at the line. Hendricks, he had the ball in and it's gone backwards, so it's going to be play on just for now. Franz Malharba now being tackled. Jasper Visa around the side of the breakdown. We are 15 minutes into this game almost, and we are yet to see a try being scored, and McCloskey does well. Gets over the ball, uses his size to his advantage, and does win the not releasing penalty. And Mr. Henshaw, says Nate. And well done, McCloskey, says Emerald. Yeah, doing very nicely, locking himself over that ball alongside his teammate. Oh, okay, someone's got the blood, is the comment from the Georgian referee. Who is it? I think it's Tyke Byrne, who might actually have the blood. But at the moment, it's still 3-6 to Tonga versus Spain. Says I am nutty, but Jaden Hendricks, he had a good run initially. And it was Jasper Visa's run around the side of the breakdown. They were just quicker to getting there. Peter Steptoe not on his feet, and because of it, it meant that they were straight over the ball. I'm not too sure what Jaden Hendricks was asking for in terms of the penalty. And how you doing, mates? Good game. So go South Africa. Says Jalapi, I am doing very well. Currently, we are sitting 7 a.m. here in New Zealand. We've been up for about 16 plus hours, but we are still going pretty well. The voice is still here, which is another benefit. Yeah, looks like Tyke Byrne got a busted nose at the moment, and it is bleeding flat out. And Hendricks kicking too much, says Birdie V. Yeah, maybe trying to go for that territory game, but I would have thought if they were going territory-wise, you'd go with Fuf de Klerk in that starting lineup. So I'm not sure whether or not it is the tactic that they were actually planning on going with, or whether Hendricks has decided on the fly that that is what he thinks might end up working the best. In Spain versus Wales a few days ago, 134 points, says Nate there. Yeah, very high scoring game between the two sides. We see there Rob Batakuni is out on the wing for this contest, and he's certainly got pace once he does get a little bit of open play. He's up against Makazole Mapimpi, though. And also field position, please want to know how close the Boks are to the try line and territory, says Brent Lowe. It's currently not very close at all for the Springboks, I should mention. It's normally when they're closer to the line, but I will add in a little bit more of where they are on the field. Currently, they are pretty much situated around that 22. I suppose you will sleep when you did, Hamish, says Randolph. And hopefully that's not anytime soon. Although if we keep on doing like 20-hour live streaming days, hopefully my brain doesn't get sick of me. And you are the best at doing this on YouTube. Hope your channel blows up big, mate, says Wayne. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. And yeah, like I mentioned, we have got plenty more coming tonight. We have got the Rugby League World Cup game between New Zealand and Fiji. Then after that, we are also doing the sevens for Hong Kong. Then after that, we have got Samoa versus Tonga in the Rugby League World Cup alongside England versus Argentina on the channel. And then I think that's about it. And then after that, I get about 2 hours of sleep, and then I go to work on Monday. for the full day. So that will be exciting. And it was the dark horse team in this tournament. So it's not really a complete tournament, but you'd have to say overall, a team that I think are going to do a lot better than people maybe anticipate could be Scotland, just with the way that they have been going. And, oh, no, I wouldn't give it to Scotland. They lost their first game, didn't they? Unfortunately. So maybe, I mean, you could go with Australia as a dark horse. And Hamish, I've just seen that you're covering New Zealand versus Fiji. Unbelievable, says Darren Smith. And there and go the Bok. And also we have got there, what do you think about the Sevens this weekend? There's been a few upsets. The Kiwis already knocked out of the competition, unfortunately. But South Africa, they're going to be playing Fiji in their semi-final, or sorry, their quarterfinal. That's going to be a massive game. Samoa have been looking extremely strong, but they did struggle a little bit up against Hong Kong, which I guess was a bit of a surprise. Ball thrown in on the halfway line, taken by Tyke Byrne, now back across Sexton. Great hands from the veteran. Now wide cut-out pass, goes to Matt Hansen, just being able to clean it up. He actually had Rob Balakoon right next to him, but he wasn't able. Oh, Cheslin Colby with the tip tackle. That's going to be an advantage, and maybe a yellow card in the process as well against Cheslin Colby. Now Sexton selling the dummy there. Ringrose moving up the middle of the field, tackled by Franz Maharba. Sitting on the halfway line now, Johnny Sexton with the cross kick. Sits up for Peter O'Mahony, who tries to leave it in the field of play. And they will be going back for that initial penalty. And I think Makazole Mapimpi and also Peter O'Mahony just having a few words exchanged there. Very tight game so far. It certainly hasn't come on the box. And there from Cornelius and 36 likes. And there's the rust on Colby, says Sebastian. Yeah, an interesting tactic to try and make the man into a ball. I don't think it's one that we've seen in the past many times. Checking the potential, says the Georgian referee. Okay, checking the actions of 15 and 7. So Cheslin Colby and Peter Steph-Toy, who initiates it? So Peter Steph-Toy's there. Yeah, Cheslin Colby tips him. He crunches him down on his neck. This is going to be at least a yellow card here for Cheslin Colby, making a big mistake in the way that he decided to make that tackle. They're saying both of them are involved. So I'm not too sure who's going to get the card. It could be either of them. And Colby might get carded here, but unusual to see two sides more evenly matched, says Easy Ollie. And another question, Hamish, what do you think about the T20 cricket? It's good to see New Zealand and South Africa both making their way through. And also, which language are you speaking? Says Coding, that was just the Georgian accent that I was trying to mimic for that one. I don't think I'd speak too much of other languages. Okay, he's the primary lifter, they have said, for Cheslin Colby's. And thoughts on when stadiums were empty compared to now it's packed, even though it was only home games, Hemi, says Golden Guest. I have to say, it's absolutely awesome having the crowds back in attendance. You sound slightly South African, says Dana there. Not that I know of. I don't think I've got any South African blood, but I have watched a lot of South African rugby, so I guess that slowly can sneak through when I start to say some of those South African names. Right, they've said that Cheslin Colby might be the main culprit. Okay, there is not a big dynamic in this, but still dangerous, so I am on a yellow card, is the call from the referee. I wonder if he gets annoyed when people try and copy his accent. And also fashionably late, says Lynn, and thanks for bringing us this commentary. Lifesaver for us in South Africa who don't have access to DSTV, says Ange, no worries at all. And we have got plenty more coming in the near future as well. So anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel as well. So Cheslin Colby was the question of how was he going to be going back in the South African kit. He's been in it for 16 minutes and now he's going to be off the field for 10 minutes. And then they say your DNA modifies when you have your first braai. Here's Sebastian there as well. I'm still looking forward to my first braai. I need to go to South Africa at some point. And also, I am. Says Lynn, welcome in. I hope you are doing very well. Peter Steph-Toy, probably a little bit lucky not to end up with a car. Rassi Erasmus in the coaching box. Not too happy with that one. Now, the Irish looking for the corner here. They could have taken the 3 from about 40 metres out, but they've decided instead it's a good chance to go for the attack. They're saying the Irish looking aggressive here. Dan Sheehan might have a decent cracker scoring the first try of the contest, but Matt Hansen, he cut back on the inside, then Cheslin Colby just lifting it up and dropping him on his head. I don't know what he was thinking at that time, and Cheslin never got carded, or never get carded, says D7. So yeah, he has now got himself another one, unfortunately for Cheslin Colby. He's just a little guy, come on. Now looks at the size of Aussie Gronk, Hansen Mac, says Nate there. And also, we've got the, I must say, you do pronounce them better than most non-South African commentators, says Dana Carter. But yeah, I think that's down to doing so much of the URC and the Curry Cup. We have been practicing relentlessly, trying to make sure that we get them right. Ball on the outside, McCloskey. Rush defense, great tackle made by Makazole Mapimpi. Counteract there, Malcolm Marks trying to get the turnover, and the penalty goes the way of South Africa. It's brilliant work from the Springboks there. Malcolm Marks, he really got that counter-attack going. And also, I think Makazole Mapimpi with that first initial big hit, they helped him out. I think Mani Lebock will start against France and England, says Luke. I don't know about starting. I think Damien Willems has really got that fly half jersey locked in at the moment. But I would say coming off the bench, probably a very decent chance that he gets a chance at some stage in the future. But probably if they go with the 5-3 rather than the 6-2. And great defending from South Africa, says Emerald. And also, I hope Abrai is compared to the Kiwi Big Breakfast. Yes, it does, says Golden Guest. And also, we have got there, yes, he got a yellow card, says Berenice. And Hamish needs a big, oh, no, I can't say that one. I don't know how to pronounce that word just yet. Haven't quite learned all of me Afrikaans. And Mark's my favourite player, says DJ. He's probably a very good player to have as your favourite. Oh, he's just dropped the ball. But it wasn't in the general play, so it's all right. It's the only time that Malcolm Marks is allowed to drop the ball is when it's not actually involved in the play. Thrown in. Ludiacha takes it nicely. Now going to be rolling forward once again. Malcolm Marks at the back, looking to continue this aggression from South Africa in this game. And in fact, Ireland have been pretty aggressive in the way they've been playing also. Scoreboard says it's 25 minutes through. We are only actually 19 minutes through the contest. So it is a bit far ahead, and the Boks have to be World Cup favourites for me. Just I can't see. Oh, that's going to be the scrum feed for Ireland after the rolling ball was unsuccessful for the South Africans. And also can't or can see them just grinding down everyone as well down that Irish alternative strip. Looks like a peppermint vomited on rugby jersey, says Distracted Sports. Yeah, it's a new one that I can't remember the last time we've seen the Irish actually need to wear a roll. Oh, okay, it's actually become a high tackle in favour of the South Africans for a neck roll, and they will now have the penalty option. So I think it's Johnny Sexton in there having a bit of a neck roll on Damien Dialende. And does France become world number one, says I am nutty. If South Africa win this game comfortably, I believe there's a chance that they do. But I think they've got to win it comfortably. And then also France still need to win their game up against Australia, because if they lose that game, then that will certainly drop them down in the rankings as well. But this is 20 minutes through the contest now. Damien Willems sculling whatever bottle of whatever that is that he just had. He will be going for the 3 points, though, to give South Africa the lead for the first time in this contest. They'll be pretty happy with that as well, I would think. Predicted kick success, 42%. Historic success rate for all kickers, 52%. Those ones are always really in-depth, I find, for the kicking statistics. I always call it about a 50-50 from this distance for Damien Willems. He'll either shank it or he won't shank it. It's the best way of describing it. Now lining it up. Damien Willems, he shanked it. There you go, 50-50 like I mentioned. He was either going to get it nice or not get it nice. He got it not so nice. That is now going to be the 22 dropout for the Irish, and also be a shank you ever see, says Easy Ollie. And also we've got there Poiki Chorus, says Dana for the pronunciation prediction. Then Hamish for world number one at the end of autumn, says I'm nutty. I think France are still going to be world number one. It's going to be tough for them, but I think they're going to get back to world number one, I should say. But I think they'll be able to get there. And also Roll It, says Golden Guest. And also anyone know who playing the Somalian Pirates next, says Respell. Didn't realise they had a side, but I'd assume it would be one of the teams who are ranked about 100th, somewhere around there. Maybe. Oh, what's happening here? The crowd are not too happy. It's going to be actually another penalty against Ireland. I understand now why they're not happy. Not moving away against Gary Ringrose. This will be another opportunity for Damien Willems. Pretty much the same angle. Does Khaleesi say he can have another crack? Or does he say, we'll go for the corner instead, please? Okay, they're going for the corner. Damien Willems said, no, not from this angle. And also we have got there, Eddie picked a brute of a side to play Argentina, Says Easy Ollie. So, yeah, that's going to be an awesome game to see. And also has made it in big cast iron pots in AB's 5 games in a row. Not bad, Jason Ryan and Joe Schmidt. And should be a yellow if it's the second call for the high shot, says Golden Guest. Now, Ireland going to be defending Malcolm Marks with the line-out throw from 10 metres out from the line. And where was the miskick from? From about 40 metres out on the left-hand side of the field. So, Damien Valimsey didn't get that natural curve he was after and instead ended up, I guess, describing it literally as we did, shanking it. Unfortunately, from great rolling ball defence here from the Irish. They need to make sure they do this legally, though. It's been dragged down. And now hands have to get off the ball for Andrew Porter. He has released it. Jaden Hendrickson gives it off to Stephen Kitsoff. Currently still no try scored in this match. That was actually part of the prediction that we did go with. We said that it would probably be a very close matchup between the two sides for the first 20 to 30 minutes. Penalty to Ireland. And then I said that it might be a few more points scored advantage for Scrappy Mauls. Says Golden Guest, and Valimza is a natural baller. Just his kicking irritates me. And where the hell is Robbie Henshaw? Not too sure. I think injured might be the case here for Henshaw, because surely you put him in up against the Springboks if he was match fit. Now, Ludiacha is the man who's been penalised there, and Johnny Sexton will now be able to kick it towards the touchline. Sealing off penalty against South Africa. Sexton gets good distance on it. Down to the halfway line. The Irish will go. And who's winning, says Cameron, at the moment? It is 3-3 between these two sides. So no one really breaking through yet. You'd have to say, in general play, Ireland have probably been running the ball a lot better, but then the Springboks have been working better in the breakdown. You would have to say, yeah, he's injured as is low, says Cosmo there. So, yeah, 2 big players for Ireland to not have in this matchup. Total penalties conceded 5 against the Irish, 4 against South Africa at the quarter point of this matchup. Throws in over the top. It's going to bounce up. South Africa all just left it, though, but Damien Valimza does well to find the offload up to Ludiacha, who has been taken down 40 metres out now from the South African line. Hendrickson going to put it back into the pocket to Damien Valimza, who looks for a decent kick on it. Andrew Porter, he really tried to charge it down, even though he was nowhere near it. He just decided he wanted to have a dive on the field, I think. Now, back across. In fact, that was actually the big number 4 for this match. No, in fact, it was the number 6. I'll just keep on making up numbers. It was Peter O'Mani, who did go up for a while. The Springboks making so many bad decisions, just for fun, I guess, at this stage. They might decide in the second half that they will make a few more better ones, and it may help them towards a win here. Wait till the box hit DEFCON 2, says Robert there. And also we'll get their South Africa winning, says Berenice, and also jumps on the field and asks them, says Nate. Now, Hendrickson going to be firing this one up. 1 minute and a half left of the Chisel and Colby yellow card. So I think South Africa probably playing a relatively defensive-minded game for the last 10 minutes just to make sure that they are going to be protecting the ball and not conceding too many points. Now, Connor Murray going to be looking for this pass off to the left-hand side. Tyke Furlong hits it at the line. Sexton now receives the pass, the drawing pass beautifully on the outside. Mac Hansen went for the kick and behind. Got some distance on it and found a bit of open play, but Jesse Creel looks like he's going to jump onto it. He's tackled low and wrestled down by Mackenzie Hansen. Straight over the ball for Ireland. Not able to get the turnover, though. Hendrickson goes across to Ludiacha. Another penalty advantage. I believe that time it's for offside against Tyke Furlong. Now, Etzebeth going in behind to Damien Valimza, who's got numbers on the outside. Does find the offload to Damien Deolenda. I believe advantage will almost be over for that knock-on. In fact, for that offside, sorry, I should say. Now, Evan Etzebeth tries to break the line, moves up to halfway for the Springboks. That is now advantage over. So Kitsoff charging up past halfway now for the Springboks. And that not straight call with Cody, says Golden Guest. And also we have got there, Amish, sorry to distract you, but can you give a quick comment on the excellent Wheelchair Rugby League World Cup, please, says Darren Smith. It's been very entertaining to watch. I'm hoping to do one of the games in the near future, perhaps, for the Rugby Wheelchair World Cup. And that's the thing, both for the sides and all of the matches, just give it 110%. Like, you watch them, they just crash into each other. No worry at all for their own bodies. And I feel like that is something that is always very awesome to watch, because you can see the passion that they've got out there on the field, or on the court, I guess I should say. But yeah, it does seem like a relatively intense competition. And we do see the physicality is crazy, says Emerald. And then also 13-3 to Tonga versus Spain. And Ireland's lack of quality international games since the New Zealand tour will not help their case, or their cause, sorry, from Tim. And also they must weather the usual box storm till halftime if they are to endure. And how's it, Randy? Says Desier. And then someone will get a yellow from the Springboks. Just watch, and they've already had the yellow card from their matchup up against, in their yellow card, it was Cheslin Colby who did get himself the yellow there for the tip tackle. That is going to be a bit of an injury here for McCloskey. It's not really an injury that they wanted to have this early on in the contest, only 26 and a half minutes through. McCloskey does look relatively uncomfortable out there on the field. I think it was his tackle on Damien Dialende. Oh, no, he just bent the hand awkwardly when he fell down. And we had a scrum yet, says Golden Guest. I believe we've had one scrum, if I'm not wrong. And I think it was a free kick in favour of South Africa. And what's the time, says DJ? At the moment, it is 26 and a half minutes through in this contest. And cold in the UK, says Randolph there. And also we have got there, it's going to be close. Or do you think about these front rows? Scrum strong. Love your team brutal. Or love your term brutal, says Roof. So yeah, the front rows, it is Porter, Sheehan, and Furlong, and all Leinster front row versus Malcolm Marks, Stephen Kitsoff, and Franz Malaharba. So 2 Stormers players, and then Malcolm Marks, world class in the middle of them. So it's been an interesting one so far. Neither front row's really been able to dominate. Unfortunately, McCloskey's going to be going off the field now, and that will be Jimmy O'Brien to replace him. But yeah, McCloskey, he was playing very well up to his injury. And seems like it was 24 minutes ago, says Golden Guest, and Colby's mad now. Looks out. Hat tricks for Cheslin. And also we have got there, please remove the flags off the viewing screen. Thanks, says Angeline. The flags? As in, I assume these ones you are talking about for the Irish flag and the South African one. I can't actually control the flags that they've got on the screen, sadly. It is all automated by an online streaming software. So I don't actually get to change anything, sadly. And Cheslin should be taking the kicks for the posts. And Yabru enough to freeze balls off a brass monkey when I bought a bottle of manpower. And McCloskey has heard, unfortunately, says Emerald Ears. And now we're going to have another scrum in this contest, I believe the second of the day. And it will be fed in by the Centurion, Connor Murray. It's the ball in. Looks like a nice push from the Irish there. It's going back out onto the short side to Rob Balakoon. Tries to go through, but Makazole Mapimpi once again actually missing a tackle. He's missed him a couple times throughout the early stages of the contest. 13 minutes left of the clock. Etzebeth makes another tackle there. It looks like Ireland setting up for a box kick now. Connor Murray deciding that they want to go for a little bit of the territory game. Going down to Damien Valimza. Considered taking the mark, but he was just inside of the 22. Now a nice step from Valimza driving forward. Balakoon makes the tackle on him though. Counter ruck from the Irish. I believe... Oh, don't go on the ball, is the comment from the Georgian. Now the ball is going to be available at the back for Jaden Hendricks. Can someone tell Dean Lende? And there are other players as well. Never passes, says X. Sounds like Rico Ioane for the All Blacks. And also we're there from home, and it's only me and the TV boot blind man, says Dessia. And there in Ireland, they had injuries last night, says Nate. Now Connor Murray. Damien Dialendo trying to slap over the top of that breakdown. Not quite working out the way that he wanted to do. Now Peter O'Mani drives up to almost halfway for the Irish. Back across. Murray goes to the right. Johnny Sexton, the wide cutout pass. Doesn't quite sit up to Balakoon, but great tackle on Dan Sheehan by all little knock on the ground as well, they have said. And also South Africa Masters of Boring Rugby, says Kama Beach. That is a statement that normally has quite a few replies to it. Karma overall. Also, we have got there, I from the Midwest, just watched the All Blacks game, and Jesus Adesavia has got to be the best forward out there. His name is constantly talked about here amongst club rugby players here in the States. Says boom, shakalaka there as well. But yeah, he had a brilliant game. Aaron Smith played pretty well as well for the All Blacks from what I heard and from what I saw in that second half. And go back, watching from Mexico, says Georgia and Ireland. Can't get that front football, and that's why the Boks are the best team in the world, says Easy Aussie. Or Easy Ollie, I should say, and a Kiwi. It's Dishia. No, Dishia. Do let me know if that is correct. Hopefully it is relatively close. Dishia, maybe, and delivering the biggest hit of the game. And why am I enjoying the game so much? Maybe it's Hamish, says Lady Linen there. Surely not. Surely it's the game. 3-3 at the moment. Very close one. The way it is sitting, my score is not moving. So tight game going on, says Cody here. Both sides working extremely hard. The scoreboard. There we go. We are up to 30 minutes through this contest, and that ball almost available for Ireland. And the penalty goes the way of the Irish. Yes, but Visa just having a little mistake off the back of the scrum there. And also, we've got no doubt the Irish definitely have met the physicality backs are put in 100 too. They certainly are. The same boy in rugby that won the World Cup, right? And also, go sleep, says T7. And there. And that criticism is fair, says Lynn. Andy Farrell, be pretty happy with that one. Yeah, there it is, the celebration. I was wondering why they were showing him if he didn't actually get excited, but then he got excited. I never enjoyed a low-scoring game as much as this, says Emerald Guardian. And also another try come on the Bok, who was going for the touchdown for South Africa next. I think Bok by 3 points. Lovely guitar work there, Hamish. Sounds like Pink Floyd, says Ruth. And also, it's very intense. And don't worry, T7, things will change next year, son, says Sebastian there as well. Now, Dan Sheehan going to be throwing in this one for the Irish. 30 minutes gone in this game. 3-3 is the scoreline. Dan Sheehan throws it in. Just about taken. Nice work from Tyke Furlong. Now, Josh Van den Fleur gives it off to Gary Ringrose. 45 minutes out from the line. Connor Murray now going back across. Sheds will be intense. No way the Bok come out the same. Says Golden Guess and also whether their Boks better win or I'm throwing a beast tantrum in there as well. And that's a big tantrum as well. You are having the equivalent of the great beast from the front row. I miss when people used to say beast every time he got the ball. And the frantic pace of this game is something to behold, says Nicholas. Yeah, my voice is struggling to keep up. The amount of passes and kicks that we have seen. I guess the kicks are pretty good because they have kind of broken up the play a little bit. Kits off able to jump on that loose ball after it was unsuccessfully taken by both the Springbok and the Irish. Dan Sheehan charges it down, grubbers it forward. Dan Sheehan, no, he's not going to have it. I think Jesse Creel, he's claiming it. Hang on, he thinks he's got it here, Dan Sheehan. I don't think anyone else does. Now the Irish supporters are going, well, if he thinks he's got it, maybe he has. And also, I love Lynn. Says Karma Beach in there and also come on, lads. Says Emerald and South Africa to win. Do Boks become number one if they win? I don't know whether or not they're quite to number one, but they'll certainly be right up there. This is rather a slow game. Says Wolf Song. Perfect comment from the referee there. He just said to his assistant, we don't know what happened. But Dan Sheehan thought he got this ball. It's a knock on from Dan Sheehan. I'm not sure what part of that he didn't feel on his hand. He slaps it forward first, and then he places it, and so replay knock on. Yeah, clear knock on from Dan Sheehan. Almost able to get on that ball. He's disappointed. And forget Yankees. He's eating samosas, too busy. Says Ruth, their position is good, but the hunger seems to be on one side. Says Golden Guest. Okay, so it's going to be a 5-meter scrum now for the South Africans. I think Sia Khaleesi just asking for something to be checked out. They're going upstairs for something else here? Or maybe not. And also we have got there, I'm eating dry snook. And also we have got their knock on. Unfortunately, I think, it was. And Mika's honesty is brilliant, says Sebastian. And also that was a try, says Connor. How come? He knocked the ball on. And also we got the yellow card, says Valentin. Don't think so. I don't think they're even going back for a penalty of any sort. It's just going to be a 5-meter scrum in favour of the South Africans. And also we got their very slow game and go the Bok. And they're from Shanique. Hopefully I've said that correctly. And TMO saving the box, it seems, says Wolf Song. And there Rassi has left his seat. Now he's back to his seat. He's decided to walk back. Hello, people, says Shanique in there as well. Welcome in. Hope you are doing very well. It is the official water break we are having throughout this matchup, but 31 minutes and 31 seconds through the contest, and it is still as even as it was earlier on. That's moved up to 35. That's lying for the scoreboard. It is only 31 minutes through in this matchup, but the thing is, these sides are very evenly matched throughout the early stages, and also we have got there, hey, Kiwi, where'd you learn to pronounce lingo in there, my China? So pretty much it was just from doing the South African live streams. Like we've done in our time, we've done a few URC, a few Curry Cup, and also a few Springboks games, the Blitzboks as well we've been covering. So we slowly got used to saying, I guess, some of the Afrikaans pronunciations. So we kind of went from there. But I mean, there's still a few names that I do need to work on a little bit more. I know that at the moment, one of the hardest names for me to say is actually Sasha Ngome Zulu, which I think I probably didn't actually do too badly there, to be honest, but still working on his name. Curtly Arunsur is also under one that I do sometimes get a little bit wrong. It's going to be a free kick now for South Africa because they were only 5 metres out from their line, and a bit of a pre-engagement from the Irish. It looks like Damien Valenza will just kick this one as far downfield as he physically can. And how is the next match? There's Connor Crowley. So the next match that has taken place, it is going to be France versus Australia in the Rugby Union, but we are going to be covering the game taking place between Fiji and New Zealand for the Rugby League World Cup. So that is our other game. And also they've got to hurt the eras. There's Golden Guest. And also we have got their Flickwario, the cricketer. I feel like that was shocking, wasn't it? And Georgian ref is getting a lot of big games. Can a ref be more neutral without being Japanese? Says I am nutty there. And also you did very well so far. Well done, mate. Says Betty V. Thank you very much, mate. Hugely appreciated. Thrown into the front by Dan Shear. Now Connor Murray pierces his way through 100 matches. He has ran out onto the field wearing the green kit, although this kit is anything but green, or they've got a little bit of maybe cyan on the side. Now Josh van den Fleur gives it off to Andrew Porter. 10 metres out from the line. The Irish look hungry. Try and get themselves a try before the end of the first half. Peter O'Mahony faces back towards his own side there, actually. While he ran that one forward, Damien Dialende does well with the defensive side of things. Inside ball now off to, it will be Kalen Doris. Unable to break through. Connor Murray now looking for the pass off. He does find the hands of Ringrose with a good attack and run. Etzebev tries to get in there. Great work from Tyke Furlong, though, to be able to stop the turnover. Now Connor Murray goes off to the side. Once again, it will be James Ryan. Carries forward. Sia Khaleesi looking for the turnover. Doesn't have the ball, though, so is asking for a penalty for pretty much holding on to Tyke Burns' head, which I don't think is quite one that warrants a turnover and a penalty in that regard, although his head is bright blue, so maybe, depending on how you look at it. Connor Murray goes to Sexton now. Run from Jimmy O'Brien, driven backwards in this defence. It's going to be an advantage, though, in favour of the Irish. I believe it was offside against Jesse Creel. Now Mac Hansen, another pass, Tyke Burn, quick hands to James Ryan trying to break through. Jasper Vesa over the ball, and they will be going back for the penalty. Here comes the Giant Slayer and Sebastian. How things shaking on your side of the world? Stairs a roof, and also we have got there and the Chad New Zealand won everything. Stairs Kipper Gronk, and by well over 50, says Wolf Song. And there as well for did New Zealand win. So in the end, New Zealand won 55 points to 23, I believe it was. Connor Murray, though. Good attacking run. It seems like Ireland were right on the cusp of getting themselves another try. Is it a penalty to Ireland? It is indeed. And thank you all. It's good. How are you doing? Says Sebastian there. Wait till next Saturday. England will be giving the Black Ferns their first defeat. Says Wolf Song. Thanks so much for the super cool commentary. I think it's Guy Fawkes today. Fireworks going off here in Cape Town. Same as on the field. Says Roof. And yeah, they did have a couple of explosions at the ground before, but they were supposed to. So I guess that's good in a way, that they were supposed to go off. Now, Ludiacha actually going to have the arm wrapped up like this, which does mean he will be going off. Franco Mostert's going on the field. And now 35 minutes through this game, and we are still sitting at still a 3-3 contest. I believe they will be taking the 3 points here, though, for South Africa, or sorry, for Ireland. They will be about 20 metres out in front. Should be an easy enough kick for Johnny Sexton. Looks like Connor Murray might also. Is he going to be going off the field too here? Yes, he is. Connor Murray's night is done. It's a big shame that he's going to be taken off the field here. Peter O'Mahony going over, congratulating him for his 100th cap. But I think something happened in this breakdown, or when he was running, that something just didn't. Yeah, there was a grimace there. Connor Murray off the field. Jameson Gisborne Park making his way out onto the field. And also we have got there Guy Fawkes, remember the 7th of November. It's not quite. Remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot, is it? I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason would ever be forgot. The 5th of November for Guy Fawkes there, I am nutty. Yeah, his hamstring was, no, actually it was up in the quad area. And also all threes, you say, Amy says Golden Gets for someone who lives in the UK. That Scossa is pretty good, says Lynn. And also we have got a good call from Golden Guest. So they do take the 3 points. Now the scoreboard is sitting at 6 points for the Irish and 3 for South Africa. And take that annoying off the screen, please, distracting my view. And yeah, it was Dezia. And also Paul Murray says, Emerald, yeah, it's a shame that is how his day has ended. Sadly. And also we've got there Lynn, I will never get a chance to speak in the UK. And also we've got there the shame face from I Am Nutty. And also we have got there I'm Irish living in Switzerland, says Karma Peach. Now Ireland, 5 lineouts won, 1 lost. South Africa, 4 lineouts won, none lost so far for the Springboks. Still only 3.5 minutes left in this first half. It's a low-scoring one. No one has scored a try as of yet. Oh, Mostert taken out in the air. That's going to be an advantage now in favour of the Springboks. Hendrikse goes across now into the hands of Peter Steph de Toy. Takes it nicely, but currently with 37 minutes gone in this match, I'm actually going to have a quick look and see how the TMB odds are sitting. It's going to be kicked through. Jesse Creel does clean it up nicely. Mac Hansen straight on the ball, though, but does get cleaned out. Now Hendrikse, the little kick behind. They've got numbers, but Balakoon able to clean it up and does run it straight into touch, and they will be going back for the initial penalty. Who do our Ireland have next week? I believe they are playing Fiji in their next game. And that is going to be an early start, 2 a.m. on this Sunday morning. I'm African or South African watching from Switzerland in a pub with headphones. Says Atini, that is certainly commitment there. What time the Kiwi game, Amish? Says Getty, it is going to be at 8:30, so just over an hour's time. It's when it's going to be taking place. And Ireland versus Fiji next week. And Bok, gird up your lions or gird up your loins, says Lady Lynn. And then to be fair, even Guy Fawkes, I wouldn't blow up this bunch, are not worth the powder, says I Am Nutty there. And also we have got there Balakoon and no needed man Dishia. Sorry, I keep on getting that really wrong, don't I? Dishia. No, knee man Dishia. Says Dishia. Yeah, I'm really doing badly with that name, aren't I? Currently 2 minutes left. Gone into touch. There's currently South Africa are sitting as $2.40 underdogs for this matchup. It looks like currently it is frozen in terms of who can score the next try. So maybe that's because Malcolm Marx might get himself a rolling maul one here. As the Springboks march up towards the 10-meter line. Malcolm Marx looks to throw the ball in. You can hear the Springbok crowd in full attendance. It's going to be the Irish who have this ball. Now Tyke Furlong has to try and drive his way out. He's done it. The big man. He's done brilliantly there. And also, is the France match on TV tonight? It is indeed. And also, we've got there Lynn in there as well. And also, we've got there Emerson. There's Lynn there. The ball has been kicked into touch. And now it will be once again another line out for the South Africans. The question is whether or not they decide to unleash their bench straight away, South Africa, or wait as long as physically possible while they have still got a couple man advantage, I guess you could say, with the fact that Ireland have had to make so many changes early. I believe they're actually up to 3, almost 4 by the looks of it, if Tyke Furlong does end up staying down. Hope he is all right, though, Tyke Furlong. He is one of those players you definitely don't want to see missing out any more of the game. It looks like his ankle's getting twisted big time there. Now 1 minute left. Oh, the first half, pull it over, says Golden Guest. And also we have got there JQ. And then England's Roses will have their work cut out. I reckon Smithy and Co. have done a bloody fair job. The Ferns will be up for it, says Tim. And also we've got there South Africa. And also is it on Sky Sports? It is here in New Zealand, so I assume it is on Sky Sports over there in the UK as well. And now slowly, Dishia, and hit that like button and subscribe, folks. Happy Autumn International, says Sebastian, and arm wrestle of a game. Shame about Murray. And yeah, now it looks like Furlong might also have a bit of an injury there. He's not looking too happy at the moment, the big man at number 3, sorry, I should say. They're going to just put on more and more strapping, just waiting for Kiwis versus Fiji at the League World Cup. And we are going to be covering that one on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. It does take place in just over 1 hour's time. Starts at 8:30. Should be a very entertaining game indeed. So far, 5 tackles made by Tyke Furlong, 2 tackle breaks, including a brilliant run from inside of his own in-goal area. Had to break out through the South African defence. Furlong is a big blow. It certainly is, which is why I think they've just decided they're going to put absolutely a mile of strapping on his ankle. Oh, he's not too happy, Tyke Furlong, but he's going to keep going. He's a tough individual. A broken ankle won't slow him down. I think it's the best way of describing it. Now it's going to be the line out for the South Africans with only 50 seconds left on the clock now. Malcolm Marx going to be throwing the ball in. And they go to the back to Peter Steph the toy. Now the rolling maul starts again. Sia Khaleesi tries to go around. He's bumped over the top of Josh Van den Flare. It's going to be Kurtley Arendse playing halfback. Stephen Kitsoff drives forward. Now the Irish, they will want to make sure they don't give away a penalty here for rushing up too quickly. Advantage offside, right on cue. They do manage to get themselves penalised. Now Damien de Allende trying to go round. Been able to break through one tackle. Tackled by Paddy Ryan. Driven backwards by Peter O'Mahony, though. Now, over the ball. They're going back for the initial penalty for South Africa. I believe they may consider taking on the 3 points as well here. This game will end after the France and Australia game at this rate. Oh, a little bit of off-the-ball stuff between Damien de Allende, Sia Khaleesi, and Peter O'Mahony by the looks of it. And all the way from Falaboa. I think you, Hamish the Bok, have to come through. I do apologize if I've got that pronunciation slightly wrong, but do appreciate you being here, Alan, for this matchup as well. Right, they have said that it is going to be offside. Does Damien Willemse take on the 3 points here? Sia Khaleesi just asking about repeated infringements down this end of the field. Does probably have a relatively good point there, but that is going to be the shot called by South Africa, which means we could see ourselves sitting at a 6-all draw going into halftime with no one getting themselves a single try. And where's the breakthrough try coming from? I don't know, probably France versus Australia at this rate. It's actually going to be Cheslin Colby lining up this one for his kicking boots. He's already showed off his disciplinary problems, Cheslin Colby, in this match, getting the only yellow card of the day. So I'm not sure why Damien de Allende is not taking this one when it's straight out in front. Maybe they have decided he's just no longer going to be the kicking option for them. Seems a bit harsh, doesn't it? Dropping him straight away. And especially inside those meters, says Golden Guest. And also, where's the kick? 15 meters straight out in front of the post. So I feel like it would have been a good confidence builder. Oh, Cheslin Colby almost missed that by the narrowest of margins. It went over. And Cheslin dropped goal in the Heineken final. Says, I'm not a year. That was one to certainly remember, wasn't it? The way he was able to get that one over beautifully. But now that is going to be halftime in this contest, ladies and gentlemen. 6 points all between these two sides. Not really a lot splitting them, I guess you could say. And also, we've got the classics, says I am nutty. And also, where's the kick? So it was 15 meters out. But yeah, for me, that's one that you give Damien Willemse just to give him confidence. Seeing as he missed a couple of the other opportunities. But Tyke Furlong, the big man, looks like he's going to be continuing just for now in this matchup. But now we are sitting at halftime. 6 points all. And I thought he missed it, says DJ, and both teams have their best defenses in the game. So it's coming down to kicks. And also, yay, Dunko Cheslin and Cheslin be practicing new skills since the Lions tour, says Sebastian. Maybe. We haven't seen him in such a long time. So maybe that is why he has... Well, I mean, he's a man of many trades, isn't he? Cheslin Colby. And also, we have got the other suit from I Am Nutty. I don't know whether or not it is quite a suit day today, but I think, who knows? Maybe next week we will bring out the suit. And also, will you do tomorrow's game? So the plan tomorrow is going to be to do England versus Argentina, but we will actually have a co-host who is doing that one for us. And then we will be covering the matchup between Samoa and Tonga for the Rugby League World Cup. So that is the plan at this stage. Whether or not it does take place smoothly is a different story. We hope it does, though. Fingers crossed. And also, we have got the sevens tomorrow that we will be covering on the channel as well. What's your prediction for this game, says T7? I went South Africa by 3, was my first initial prediction. I'm sticking with that because currently both sides still keeping very close. What about the Uruguay game? Says I am nutty for Argentina and Uruguay. Are they playing? Because I know Argentina have England tomorrow. I'm not sure about Uruguay in terms of the 15s game. And don't forget your guitar, Hamish, says Randolph. Should we give the South African national anthem another go since we butchered it the first time we tried it? Right, who's ready for a fun time? Whoops. Right, we'll go back to the start. Bit of a remix at the end, which sounded really bad. And I was like, coming at the likes, says Nate. And I was like, well, this isn't a game, it's a war, says Brian. And well, this game is epic. Both teams bringing out the best in their opposition. And I was like, Uruguay versus Georgia tomorrow in there. So, yeah, we won't be covering that one. Unfortunately, they're not actually showing that here in New Zealand for that match. And also, the score is not looking too bad. The Bok need to win this one, though. So the pressure is on, says Lynn. And also, subscribe to the Rugby It's a friend of the Kiwi lads and a massive helper when needed. And there's Sebastian as well. And what a half of rugby. The pub is rocking here. Both teams have no one left on the field, says Richard. And yeah, it's certainly going to be a tough tester in the second half because both of the sides, the first thing they want to do is go out there and score a try. But this just doesn't seem like one of those games that you're going to see those tries flowing easily. It seems like one of those ones that you're certainly going to have to work for it. Are you doing the T20? Says Haley, I'd like to, although last year when we did the T20 World Cup, we actually did end up getting ourselves, in the end, copyright struck, unfortunately. So the channel that copyright struck us will copyright strike us again, unfortunately, if it does end up, or if we do end up doing the game. So we're going to probably do it on the Kiwi Lads Sport. Also, I have a great idea for a new channel, Learn Guitar the Hamish way, says Darren. So I guess the bad way, this is the best way of describing it of anything. Definitely South Africa talks for a new coach. Seems more relevant compared to Fozzie. Still see South Africa winning, though, says Golden Guest. And also, if they are not showing Georgia game in New Zealand, I can recommend a VPN, says I am nutty in there as well. And who's next, says Sarah Samoa. The next game that we will be covering on the channel will be the New Zealand versus Fiji match of the Rugby League World Cup. And also alongside that, we are going to be doing a little bit of a co-commentary, I guess you could say, for the matchup taking place between Australia and France. So we'll keep you updated on the Union, keep you updated on the league, both of which we will be doing on that 8:30 live stream. The big question is 40 minutes. Who is world number one, says Richard. I envy people who watch rugby in the pubs. Can't even find a single gaff that shows rugby games. It's all football here, says Sebastian. So maybe you need to start your own rugby bar, Sebastian, over there. And more than likely, I guess maybe one or two people might show up, sadly. It feels like the second half is going to be another grind. Who knows? Maybe everything will unravel, says Nicholas Stevenson. And both living up to the name Richard, says Golden Guest. And Go the Box, says AJ. And Go Bok, can it get any closer? What's happening to the tries? It's dried up, says Ruth. Yeah, after a game that was seen between New Zealand and Wales that ended up with about 7 or 8 tries in it. This game, no tries as of yet. Maybe in the second half, though, does start to have a few more scored. In the game between Tonga and Spain, it is currently sitting 18 points to Tonga, 6 for the Spanish. So a decent lead for the Tongans there. And in 19 hours' time, there is actually a game taking place between USA and Kenya. Georgia versus Uruguay is at 3 a.m., so that actually overlaps with England versus Argentina and the other matchup that has taken place for the Rugby World Cup qualifiers, which is Portugal versus Hong Kong. South Africa can't be number one today. Says, I'm nutty in here, mate. I'll go bankrupt in 2 weeks max, says Sebastian. And also, we have the BS No Irish bar near you, says, I am nutty in Ireland or South Africa. Winner is world number one, says Richard. I'm not too sure whether or not is that how the rankings do work. And there's a point about, or that's pants about T20, says Haley. Yeah, it's a shame because we were going to be covering a majority of the T20 World Cup as well, but we probably end up doing it on the sport channel if we do end up doing South Africa versus New Zealand, just to be a little bit safer. Now I see, says Lynn, and there as well. But 26 minutes through in this contest, we did see, I think they're actually, the commentators at the moment, I can tell we're watching the South African coverage because they're saying everything that the referee has done wrong and hasn't penalised the Irish for. So I believe they are not too happy with the refereeing in that first half. Yeah, South African commentators are angry by the sounds of it. And also they can beat, or they can, if they beat the Ireland, they announce it in Ireland before the match. Says Richard there, and Ireland are very focused, no loose balls or space to run that ball and can't wait for the second half game is solid. Says Golden Guess the worst thing about world rankings is based off games played. France played only 2 games versus Japan. Ireland played 3 games. Says I am nutty in there as well. But the position very close in that first half, almost 50-50. The territory a little bit more in favour of South Africa, 62% for the Springboks. Total lineouts won. We did see 5 out of the 6 for Ireland, 6 out of 7 for South Africa. So the stats on paper are all very even. Neither side have lost one of their own scrums either. Tackles made Ireland. They made 81. South Africa, They made 66. Ireland missing 9 tackles. South Africa missing 18. And then what's the tackle count, please, Hamish? I believe that came through just before I read the tackle count. More than likely. And penalties conceded 7 against the Irish, 6 against South Africa, 4 handling errors against Ireland, 3 against South Africa. So everything's only really split by a little bit in this first half. Also, we got there. Great. Cheers. I will bookmark you. Loving the commentary. Says Ailey there. Hugely appreciated. And anyone who is new, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We've got plenty more coming later on today. We also cover the 7s on the channel. So that will be another one that we have got coming up relatively soon. And also Ireland is world number 1. We'll get almost no points for beating Japan, says Cosmo. And also, okay, why didn't South Africa get red card for a player landing on his head? I believe the reasoning behind him not getting the red and rather getting the yellow was because there wasn't enough force to warrant the red, if that makes sense. Like normally, if it was a little bit more aggressive, it could have ended up as a possible red card, but they did end up just going with the yellow in the end for Cheslin Colby. And also we get there, Lynn No Lies. And I will say my SA tutor, I have better jokes than my Euro tutor, says Golden Guest. And also don't be stealing my coffin, Sebastian. Son coming up here in Oz. And also did Hamish get your parents, or did your parents get more views than your Papua New Guinea coverage? Says I'm nutty. I haven't actually looked at the numbers. That is one thing. I was talking to someone. I think I was actually talking to Rugby Itch about it earlier on, when we were organising what we were doing tomorrow. And I pretty much said to him, I'm really bad when it comes to looking at numbers on live streams. Like pretty much I'll do a live stream and then that will be it pretty much. I don't know how many likes it's got. I don't know how many views it's got. I try and look at the comments, but I do forget to heart them, which I feel like is something I need to work on as well, because I read them, but then I don't actually like click on them type thing so that people know that I've read them. But I do end up reading quite a few. This is a nice one that I've got recently. That can't be a Kiwi accent on our New Zealand versus France one. I don't steal coffins, I sleep in them. So yeah, I don't know whether or not that was my voice that wasn't sounding very New Zealander. I also get a lot of show the game, please, because I don't show the footage, so I get that one quite a bit. I'm trying to look through at the most aggressive comment I've got in the last like 24 hours. Please, we want to watch the game in action. Too much talk, and we don't need you. Only the game, please. That's a fun one. Right in the soul. And what advice would you give to a teenager playing his first rugby match? Oh, what position are you playing, Luke? Because I feel like that also has a little bit to do with that. Halloween, my fangs are out, says Nate. I mean, my fangs are still sitting right here in the little coffin that they came in. And also tell your dad and mum they did a great job, says Richard. And also smash that like button in the chat from It Was Cosmo as well. And nice bit of Jimi Hendrix at the end of your guitar solo, says Tim Rogers in South Africa +8. So they have a 8-point buffer, Ireland, to not win by 8+. That's my bet. Looks okay so far as it takes off penalties, or it's a take off penalties. Can't see many or any try, says Jack. And likes it going up, and also wing number 14. Okay, so I would say don't be afraid to drift off your wing if you feel that you aren't really finding the ball, but just make sure you're out there quick enough so that you can manage to, I guess, defend out on the wing as well. And Luke, just enjoy the aggression, says Randolph. Yeah, so we've still got... They don't really fit in too well. Anyone who's tuning in now will think I'm actually a vampire. And then they'll see that we've live streamed all night and they'll be like, he is literally a vampire. It's quite hard to say vampire. Vampire. It's hard to say, isn't it? Say KFC. I probably stabbed myself in the lip multiple times. And also we have got there, watch the game across platforms. The social aspect brings me back, even if you are a backwards sheep shagger who team still Pacific talent, says I am nutty. That's one of the nicest things I think anyone's ever said to me, I am nutty. And also they pronounce that vampire, says I am nutty. I don't think it was the pronunciation that was the problem. It was more the fact that I had fangs in my mouth. The Springboks will win, says Jesse there, and you look like Ricky Gervais with those fangs, says Gavin. and don't swallow them, says Paddy. And the Springboks will win as well, says Jess. How many players the Boks injure of the Irish? I believe they lost about 3 players due to injury, and we also saw, I believe, 1 injured player for the Springboks, a vampire. And yeah, I think it's more of the case of like, it's like trying to say it, I guess, with your mouth closed. Vampire. Or kind of not moving your lips. You really have to get that Adam's apple going, don't you? Doesn't really work. And also, who do you want to win? I think whoever plays the better rugby in the second half. I know it's such a cliche statement to say, but at the end of the day, both of these sides, they haven't really played well enough to win, but they haven't played well enough to lose either, if that makes sense. And also, we have got haven't played bad enough to lose. Yeah, Afrikaans is getting better. Mune Awarine says George, which I feel like I pronounced really badly, didn't I? I'm not South African, said the vampire. Says Randolph. And also, we have got there, the only time I back the Springboks is when they take on any Northern Hemisphere team, and this is Test match footy, a fierce arm wrestle before the backs get to show off their wares. And also, we have got there, where are you located in God's Zone? Says Barry. So I am in the South Island of New Zealand, about halfway up. So halfway in between Christchurch and Dunedin. You know whereabouts that is. It's not like trying to say, or it's like trying to say, like Dracula holding his fangs up. His golden guest. And also we have got the South African accent, Van Payar. And also who scored fast. Who scored fast? I believe it was a 3-pointer for Johnny Sexton first. On the bottom, beautiful location, says Brian. It is awesome. We've got the mountains in the background. I don't really go outside too much because I do stay up all night doing these live streams. But during the week, I have been out and about. Like on Monday morning, we're going to be up most of the night doing live streams. And then I get a couple hours sleep. And then I head to work on Monday where I'll get to work outdoors as long as it's not raining. I'm a Joints Rugby Itch. Keeping company show. MD's Itchy. Balls, how to pass, says Nate. Tell him I say hi, Nate, when you pop over. And also, I am at an All Black neck minute return here, says Nate there as well, but it's going to be kicked off by South Africa to get us underway for the second half. Nicely taken by Ty Byrne inside of his own 22. Jamison Gibson-Parky is out there on the field. That is due to the injury we saw at Conor Murray. That's so close to my actual name. Says, I am nutty there. And what's your favourite stadium in New Zealand? I would say, I mean, if we're going for rugby-wise, you've got to go Eden Park just because it's a bit of a fortress. I really enjoy the schoolboy rugby. People underestimate the young guns. Says Randolph, and they are the guys who are going to be making their way through for that 2027-2031 World Cup. As well, should Sonny Bill Williams retire from boxing, says Brian Berry. I think that's one that's going to be up to him. Mark Hunt, he's had his last fight now, I believe, was what he has said. So Sonny Bill, he'll have a couple decisions to make. I mean, if he still feels he can get better and he can win fights, then that is an option for him to just keep on going and furlong gone. Says Barry Powell, wonderful commentary. Thanks very much. Roger from Namibia. Says Roger there. So welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. Must be a nice evening time for you in Namibia. That's going to be the knock-on from Ireland early on in the half. In fact, early knock-on from South Africa. And it was Jesse Creel did end up putting it down. And still 18 to Samoa versus Spain. And also JGP was also injured. This is the first game back. Hope he lasts. Says it was Cosmo and Ireland will score no, says Morna. At the moment, it's hard to tell. Both sides are really making it difficult for their opposition. So it's actually a knock-on from Peter Steph-Toy, I should say. And maybe you should have fought Jake Paul, says Brian Berry. Because I know that Paul is still currently looking for his other options in terms of who he's going to fight next after beating Anderson Silva. So, I mean, the door's probably closing for Sonny Bill Williams, although Jake Paul does end up fighting guys who are a lot older at the moment, so I guess that would work out. Have you ever watched WWE? I used to be a very big fan of it while I was in primary school. I used to watch it each and every week. I slowly ended up, I guess, not watching it as often when I got to high school, just because I didn't find that I had enough time. It's going to be a big push, but I believe it's going to be another scrum reset, and South Africa will be able to feed the ball. And Namibia is my country of birth. And there as well. And also want to let you know I got Site Sport last night to keep up with the URC, but I know my missus only agreed to get it so she can can see her MMT get a hiding, says Golden Guest. And also, did you see Canelo Alvarez lost? I didn't get to see that one. Big money, says Brian Berry. Yeah, it was set him up for a long time, Sonny Bill Williams, if he got that fight. And I think that's why, in terms of like trying to work out who Jake Paul's going to fight next is a tough one because he has pretty much all of the power. He gets to pick who he wants to make a rich man pretty much. And also my name was assigned, not chosen. And also watch Ireland now box, says Morna, scrum feed. Going to be going in, front row goes down. Penalty for the Irish at scrum time. And now they will be able to kick this one down the field. And also we get this ref again, says Simslayer, go Ireland. And there as well from Hershey. But Tyke Furlong, it's a shame that he is injured. Also alongside him, McCloskey, another injured individual. Connor Murray, another injured individual. So if playing ref who knew. Says Barry Power and Georgia ref is good luck. Or is good. Look up his head stitches. As I'm nutty. It's kicked downfield into Dutch, and the Irish now will be looking for their first try of the contest. We are still yet to see one try on the board for either of these sides. I'm hoping we see one before the end of the game, but then saying that, maybe if we don't, it would be such a unique experience because I can't think of the last game of rugby I watched where there wasn't a single try scored. Furlong is another big loss, says Cosmo Severs. Oh, no, I read that one in the chat as well. Oh, I just got advertised pizza on my phone, and that's really annoying because it's a big inside ball from Johnny Sexton. Looked forward, his ribcage hurts after Jesse Creel got him. Jimmy O'Brien, though, moves up. Big tackle made by Damien Valimza. Going to the short side. Sexton is going to be staying down. That could be injury number 4 for the Springboks. For the Irish. Ty Byrne now 22 metres out. Malcolm Marks tries to get over the ball. Peter O'Mahony trying to step through now without Sexton in that back line. It's going to be one that they will have to try and go with a little bit of a reshuffle. Gary Ringrose, tackled by Malcolm Marks again. Gibson Park ball on the inside. Off to Mackenzie Hansen. 2-man tackle between Kitsoff and Etzebeth. In fact, sorry, it was Mostert. Now Kitsoff tries to get in there. Being told to roll away. He gives the ball back to Ireland. Mac Hansen with the wide cut out pass to Peter O'Mahony. Tries to go down the wing. 2 youngsters and 2 small men try and push him at the Dutch. Not quite able to do so. Porter now attacking the line. Eben Etzebeth getting involved. Ringrose tries to go through once again. Going to be another tackle on him. Jameson Gibson Park. He milks that one beautifully, but also in a frustrating fashion, and it will be the 3 points more than likely for this Irish side again. And also Ireland will score now. Now rugby will win this game and leave ref commentary to Rassi. And there says Alan, and also ref is good. Defence is good. Irish are playing of luck execution purposely, says Golden Guest, and also lose the ball block and also fake pass. Not for a penalty, says I am nutty. Yeah, they're always the frustrating ones that you don't like seeing, but I guess it's one of those ones that if you can milk it the way that you can and you're willing to do that as a halfback, it's just one of those ones that it doesn't make you very popular. And also, come on, let's have a score on the board. It's looking like it's stuck. Get over it or get it over, says Ruth. And there as well. Right. Johnny Sexton, he still looks like he's relatively uncomfortable at the moment after taking some big contact there just before ref is young but fair. Says, I am nutty there. Currently we can hear the Irish crowd chanting for their side as well. And also we have got there, Hamish, have you ever slapped in school? But teachers or parents in school or college, whenever you scored low marks? Have I ever slapped in school? As in slapped a teacher or a parent? If I had a low mark? Ever slapped in school? Or slept in school? Slept or slapped? Do let me know, coding. I might need a little bit more information. I have never slept or slapped at school. Now kicking it for the touchline. Johnny Sexton there going for the 5 meters out. Also want to say I'm Samoan with the ginger beard hammy. It's a win-win. Says Golden Guest, and also let's win this line out box. Says Simpslayer, and also we have got there in the chat. Well done, All Blacks, for an excellent game against Wales. Says Morna. Looks like Frans Malherben now making his way off the field. That is for Vincent Koch. Makes his way out onto the park. This is a great opportunity for Ireland if they win this line out. If they get it wrong, though, could be once again South Africa who try and drive their way forward. Which team would you say has better stamina out of the two? I would say probably Ireland. If I had to pick, it's going to be a big rolling maul close to the touchline. Surely that ball's out. Wait a minute. Josh Van den Fleur is saying he's got that one. They're going to have to check this. And also, even your dad shaved says I am nutty there. And also, it's the 5th of November where's the fireworks box? Also, final score box 26 and Ireland 12. says Roger. Right. They feel the ball carrier has a foot in touch. A headmaster in our primary school used to beat kids with a hurley, says Barry Power. And there as well. Right, they're checking this one. Josh Van der Flair might have got that one down in the field of play. They're going to have to check his footing, though. This might be an incredible try for Van der Flair that the Springboks didn't even see coming. Oh, down he goes. Knee in play. I think that's going to be a try for Josh Van der Flair here. And also not only, but the man named me Brian after the first Samoan ABs. And also my brother-in-law is Patrick, and most Irish punishment, Barry. They're saying it's a bit complicated, but I think they've worked out where his feet are, or at least they should be able to. That is a try for the Irish. They're trying to work out which foot is Josh Van der Flair's. Those are the two right there. He is in the field of... Oh, hang on, though. That foot's close to the touchline. He's not in touch. You may award the try. Josh Van der Flair scored the try for the Irish, and that will be the first of the match. It took 46 minutes that they've got over the line in the end. And Bok need to start up in their game now, says Lynn. And also O'Sheed, says Lynn there. And Barry Power has set the try, and Ireland schools were like that back in the day. And what a game, says Emerald. Yeah, it's a low-scoring one, but certainly an intense matchup between the two sides. Try, says Wilsong. That's a try, says Cosmo. And get in, says Patty Dunn. So the first try of the match goes to Josh Van der Flair, one of the best players of 2022 so far, and also 2021 as well. One moment, we will go like this. There we go. Hay fever going to be kicking in. It is currently sitting 8 a.m. here in New Zealand, which means it could be a decent day today. And they will lose the box, says Morna. And also Super Play, says Cosmo. And also Ireland Forever, says Mark. And the Irish flag from Emerald in the chat as well. But Josh Van der Flair, he was confident from the get-go that he had managed to keep himself in the field of play. South Africans, they were very disappointed. They thought they had done enough to force it sideways. And Padraig has said, hello, welcome in, mate. Hope you are doing very well. And South Africa South will Skelton Ireland lose. Says, I am nutty and tough conversion, though, says Cosmo. Yeah, 42 metres out. Predicted kick success is only 33% here. Historic kicking success, 44. Interesting, though. I would have thought that historically, Johnny Sexton would have a very decent kicking accuracy. He's probably going to miss this one badly because I've said that. But I would have thought that, if anything, he would have been a lot closer to the average kicking success rate from this angle. He's missed. I jinxed him badly, but it is now going to make the score 11 points to 5. Is this the lowest scoring game ever? Kiwi Lads bringing the game to those who haven't got DSTV in South Africa, says Roof. It's a relatively low scoring one, although with that try, I think it certainly helped out in the points department. And that is a signal for the Boks to bring the power. And let's go Bok. A nice miss Sexton, and also Never Island win, says Morton. Hogtie, those Springboks, says Paddy. Kick downfield. Nicely taken by the Irish now. Driving forward, it is going to be the man at number 8, Caelan Doris. We haven't seen a huge amount of him throughout this game, but we have seen plenty of Peter O'Mahony at number 6. Now Damien Valimza fires it back across to Cheslin Colby. First time we've seen him in open play. He's got a great step on him. Great tackle made, though, by Finlay Bilham, man who did replace originally Tyg Furlong. Now Etzebeth goes forward, tackled by Van der Flair. And also another Roger here from Namibia. And there says Roger. Also, Hamish saved me with all the Southern Hemisphere games. Can't watch Super Rugby, Bunnings, EBC, Curry Cup, and the likes. Up here, says Sebastian. And that's the thing. I saw recently you had another renewal of your channel membership. I think it was only a few days ago, if I'm not wrong. So you are now up to like 15 months or something along those lines, which is crazy to think. I think we celebrated, was it 14 not too long ago? Or was that the 15 months that we celebrated, Sebastian? And also just because it's low scoring, don't hide the fact it's a real tough test match, says Barry. Exactly right. Now nicely taken, Damien Valimza looking to counter here. It's going to be a good tackle made by Balakoon. Bit of a counter up from South Africa. Ball bouncing out the back. Offload on the inside to Josh Van der Flair. Keeping it alive now. for Ireland. Paddy Ryan goes across to Porter, looked relatively flat to Bill Amber. Jameson Gizem Park goes up the middle of the field. Ty Byrne, one more for the Irish winger now. Mac Hansen in the corner. And it's going to be another one for Ireland. They score 2 in 4 minutes. And the crowd erupt once again in EU Rugby. And also we have got there Mac the Knife Try. Says Barry Powell and Lithuania beat Ukraine earlier today as well. Says I'm again also at 16 now. Yeah, they requested my details again. Had to renew it manually this time for some reason. Says Sebastian. And also when the Jack Russell was subbed at 9 for the Bok, we will go into the next gear. Watch the space, says Ateni. And also we give the thanks for the commentary stuck in Jimenez, South Africa with no TV. Says Grant there. And then all forever, says Will Song. And also try. Says Sebastian, but brilliantly done by Caelan Doris, a man who I mentioned we haven't seen too much of earlier on in the contest. He certainly made his presence known there. 10 points difference now between the two sides. Another kick to come for Johnny Sexton. Also not going to be a very easy one. Mac Hansen scored it nicely. And also MSP says Atini there. And also time to wake up now. Box says Georgia. They're going to have to fire back if they want a chance of being able to win this game. Ireland came in as $1.50 favourites for this contest. I'm just going to have a quick look at the odds, see how they are sitting currently. But I believe Springboks will be about maybe $4 underdogs. And Sleep Books Sleep says Mordan, what a try by Ireland, superb. And let's not lose faith. The Box got this. The new 9 has changed the pace of the game. What do you think, says River Power? Yeah, certainly been going well. Jameson Gibson Park, he's been very good for the Irish over the last 12 months. How's Willemse doing? He hasn't been going too bad at number 10. I don't think the Springboks really have much opportunity in their backline, though. Every time that they start to find some sort of momentum with that backline, they just decide that they don't want to actually make the most of it. South Africa are $10 underdogs. That's pretty big for a South African side only down by 10 points. In fact, that's actually huge. And Jimenez was my hometown. I played rugby for Jimenez as well. And the RY is Fuff on no main. Says a Simp Slayer. And also, let's go, lads. And it's very very defensive approach from South Africa as usual. And don't want to Bok, but we'll clean it up. And also, we have got the, are you a plastic petty den lad? Says Barry Powell. And also, we've got to come, says Golden Guest. Jimmy O'Brien in the pocket, kicks it into touch. They didn't get a huge amount of distance on that one. But yeah, it really surprises me that South Africa find themselves as $11 underdogs at this match, because one more converted try and they are back in this contest. I guess it is one of those ones that you certainly want to make sure you are making the right decisions for the last 30 minutes and best start learning a few bars on the fields of Anthony or Anthony. Hopefully I said that correctly. Well, you've tied for most World Cups. New Zealand equal you by 3, but thanks for the explanation. And also coming the Irish evening, everyone. In South Africa or France, second in the rankings, says McNally. It's going to be a knock-on advantage in favour of Ireland. Now, once again, going to be using their backline. Maybe this is why they were such heavy underdogs now, or such heavy favourites, I should say. Big run from Hugo Keenan, but smacked hard by Eben Etzebeth. Now going across to the left, Billum with a bit of mistake. Peter Steftatoy able to jump on it now. Post the ball up. Malcolm Marks gives it off now. It will be Franco Moster here once again. The toy goes across to Willemse, and now Jesse Creel in the middle. Forward pass. And a big mistake from the South Africans. Dude, you should be commentating on TV. Awesome, says Viable. Do appreciate that a lot, mate. Anyone who is new to the channel, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. And also, we've got the South Africa lose. Does New Zealand take the third world ranking place? I've lost track of how the world rankings have worked recently overall. And it's not so much from the lack of trying. It's just they have been moving that much recently that it makes it very hard to keep up. But I believe New Zealand would get themselves slightly promoted up, depending on the score in this game. And Matthew has said, any YouTube stream links to watch the game live? I know there was one on YouTube earlier on, but then it did end up getting taken down for copyright, which was probably expected. We'll see whether or not it's still on. Okay, they've still got, it's kind of on YouTube, but it's got a big bar in front of it. But it's on something called 4K TV HD. Have got the game, but you can only see a little bit. And do you have a favorite rugby analyst, Swidge, or 2 cents? Etc. says, I am nutty. I mean, penalty to Ireland once again. Jameson Gibson Park considered taking quickly, but decides against it at the last moment. I would say if I had to pick out of those three, I would be smart to say 2 cents because we might be doing a collaboration in the future. Kiwi pronunciation spot on, says Betty Dunn there. South Africa rattle big time, says Hershey. And what a player Gibson Park is, says McNally. Yeah, very talented for Jameson Gibson Park. Downfield into Dutch from Johnny Sexton, getting plenty of meterage on that one. Nice to be there. Cheers, Sebastian, bro. Says viable in the chat. How many minutes left, says Kyle? There are still another 26 minutes left on the clock. Yeah, plenty of time for both sides to really get themselves maybe 1 or 2 more tries. But South Africa, they find themselves sitting as $12 underdogs. Ireland sitting as $1.05 favourites at this point in the match. Line out thrown in from Dan Sheehan. Now Peter O'Mahony wrestled down. It's going to be a knock on there. 40 metres out now. South Africa are going to have themselves a scrum, but they've been struggling a little bit and no need to watch the game. Yeah, commentating, bro. Says viable. I'd say Squidge is my favourite because he has true passion for rugby to go that deep into the game. And it's sparked improved that much since he moved north, says Barry Powell. I'd say so. Overall, I think he's come a long way in recent times for Jameson Gibson Park. And also South Africa beat France 85 minutes in 2019, so it's game on. And also plenty of time for the Bok to strike, says George Marty. Yeah, they just need 1 try here. If they get 1 try, they are right back into this match now. We missed the whole game. Looks like Ireland took this one well done to them, says Polly Bear. Still 25 minutes, though. Could be a difference in the later stages of the contest if they can end up getting it right. Sam McCloskey ended up getting injured. Jimmy O'Brien got added in. You should take Justin Marshall's place commentating his bad, says Troy B. And there as well. And I was very good there. That's a bit rude, says Lynn. No, he meant it as in that he doesn't need to watch the game when we are doing the commentary. Not the other way around, as in like, yeah. So it was a compliment for that one in game. It's far from over, says Nicholas. Exactly right. And worry Fuff came on too soon, says Simp Slayer. Although Jaden Hendricks say he was kicking the ball away a little bit too often, I thought, throughout that first little while. But it's going to be very interesting. See how this match does finish. And shocking performance by the Springboks. The backs look clueless, and this is typical Ireland peaking the year before the World Cup, and will mess the World Cup up every 4 years. And how's that rude? See the Wolf song there. And also we have got there. Okay, sorry about that, my fault. See there's Lennon there. And also we've got there Tonga from I Am Nutty, and shocking performance from the Springboks. And also 21 points to 6 in favour of Tonga over the Spanish at this point of the game. Now Kitsoff up against Finley Bilham. It seems to have been a little bit of a weird head-to-head between them. It's just pretty much whoever's got the scrum feed, the other guy collapses. Looks like they are holding this one up nicely. Jasper Vesa breaks off the back. In fact, no, sorry, it's Quaka Smith. I don't know. I think Ireland will do their best or do well next year. We will lose, or we must lose, win the World Cup, says Franklin. It's like Faf de Klerk now has decided that he does want to roll this one back and will be putting it high into the Irish sky. It's a good strike on that one. Makazoli Mapimpi chasing after it, looking to cake it in the air. Hasn't quite been able to get it cleanly now. Sia Khaleesi does well. Advantage in favour of the Springboks. Valimza slings it across to Damien Valimza, and that's going to be going back for the original one. I thought you meant I just can't watch the game. Do commentary at the same time, says Lynn. And also, let's go South Africa. Come on, says the Duty Bros. And I do see you've got a Call of Duty logo. That's a bit of a throwback, isn't it? And let's go the box. And here comes Quaka. And there as well, says Randolph. 24 minutes left. South Africa once again find themselves with another scrum feed at this point of the match. Starting to add up quite a bit here. Let's go to the box here, Simp. And also just seen a stat, 73% of Ireland's rucks in the second half is between 1 and 3 seconds. That's a different part, says Barry Power. And that is something that Ireland always pride themselves on. Whether it's Ireland or Leinster, that ruck speed is just absolutely incredible. And there, I'm at work and can't see the game, but his commentary is as good as watching it, says Viable Solutions. As well, Faf de Klerk, if he was good at scoring tries as he is at spinning the ball on his finger, South Africa would once again be winning this game by quite some margin, and yet still behind France, I should say. Looks like Bongi and Manambi on the field, Oxnashare and Trevor Nakanye all make their way, not Trevor Nakanye, Oxnashare and Vincent Koch already on the field. And also, I clarified that, again, says Lynn, and then stick to the Gary Owen. says Betty. And Box desperately need 3 tries, or even 2 tries would be a good start. Even 1 try, in fact. Funny, I don't see France on the pitch, says Barry there. They are going to be playing a little bit later on in their match up against the Australians. Scrum going down. I think it was a knee from Bongi on Manami. Now the front row has bounced pretty much straight up. Penalty goes the way of South Africa. I believe they will now possibly look for the corner here. More than likely, they can't really afford to just take on the 3 points. I think they need a little bit more. And I mean, winning the Grand Slam at the Six Nations will keep them on the top for a while and kick to the 10 box, says Sim Slayer. They have gone for the corner now for South Africa, although they've only found themselves onto the 22-metre line. And the score needs to improve on the part of the box, says Lynn. And good box, says Sim Slayer there. And Bomb Squad on, yeah, baby, says Gershon. Also, here comes the kick. Here comes the kick. So 22 metres out, Bongi Umbanambi. Looking to get a big line-out throw here. If South Africa can manage to fire this one back and get themselves a try now, it's going to be massive for them. I don't quote overall and say except. Says I am nutty, nicely taken by Peter Steftatoy. And the rolling maul commences for South Africa. Looks like it's actually marching forward quite nicely indeed for the Springboks. Now, Fuff de Klerk. First stop has been called. South Africa. They look like they're going to struggle to get this ball out because Ireland are all over it. Scrum feed goes the way of the Irish. Brilliant work from Ireland once again. And also we have got there, don't worry, Bok fans, the Black Cats will just end your run at the T20 World Cup 2 next week. And also you think Ireland have won, says Max Cottle. They're relatively close, but South Africa, they can get it right in the last 20 minutes of a game. And I'm waiting to see what they do here differently in the last 20 compared to what we've seen in the first 60 minutes of this game, because they haven't really looked that threatening, to be honest. On attack, we've seen a couple good runs. Kurtley Arinsu, you wouldn't even know he was on the field. Same can be said about Cheslin Colby, Makazole Mapimpi. Like, the only players we're really seeing probably is Peter Steftatoy, Sia Khaleesi, and a couple of the locks. And then a little bit of Hendricks and Willemse. But other than that, it's really been silent for them. And very physical dominance playing of early this year, says Golden Guest. And if Bavuma plays, I have no doubt South Africa will lose in the T20 World Cup, says Cameron there. And if they won't, England definitely will, as Wolf Song. Now, ball being fed and big push from the South Africans. Penalty goes the way of the Irish, though. Like they said, there's the 3rd penalty at scrum time against South Africa. Get a try already, says DJ Insists. Says Alan, in prediction for France versus South Africa based off so far, says I'm nutty. I feel like it will be easier to give a prediction once we see France in action, just because we haven't seen them in quite some time. So I would say after France play, maybe we'll be able to have a decent prediction. Right, and I like the scoreline. No need to improve from our point of view, says Viable. And now Johnny Sexton, he will be kicking this one downfield into touch. South Africa now $18 underdogs in this contest. It just doesn't seem like they've got a chance of firing back here. And good play by the Irish, taking their opportunity with the Bok game plan. Are you surprised, Hamish? I am, says Roof Carter. And I believe this is the first game that they've got Rassie Erasmus back in the coaching box as well, if I'm not wrong. I cannot any longer see you guys, says Gershon Williams. And also, their box have no game plan, says Cameron. Has Johnny Sexton done a good job? I think he's had a pretty solid game overall. That's going to be thrown in. Ireland try and claim it, but Vincent Koch gets on it for the Springboks. Now back across. Fuff de Klerk, Peter Steftatoy, big shot there. Caelan Doris trying to get over the ball. De Klerk now with the wide cutout pass goes to Vincent Koch, who finds himself out on the wing. Where is the winger? Beautiful sell on a dummy, but Kwaka Smith once again knocks the ball on. And South Africa just not looking like they know what they want to do with the ball when they have it. This ref is blowing like a headless chicken, says Angelo there. And also there, I'm waiting for the ref comments as well. So with the one right there, I guess. Vantage over. Ball's gone straight up in the air. Bounces back. South Africa have got it once again. Now Kwaka Smith moves up to 25 out from the line. De Klerk goes across to Willemse. Short ball to Eben Etzebeth. The thing is, the Springboks are down by 10. If they score now, they are now well and truly still in this contest. Damien Willemse. In fact, it's going to be Jesse Creel does receive that one. Ireland's ruck speed, like we have mentioned throughout this game, it is quick and it is very effective at getting themselves those early turnovers. Josh Van and Flair consider going for one there. Now Willie LaRue looks like he's playing a little bit of fly half alongside Willemse, who was second receiver out to Makazole Mapimpi. Down the wing now, Balakoon and also Sexton. Would have shut him down. Peter O'Mani loses his footing. Goes for the counter ruck. The Irish have been able to poach it. And now it's kicked downfield actually by Tyke Byrne. Gives it the almighty heave. Willemser takes the contact. Finds the offload to Cheslin Colby. He now tries to break his way through the tackle. Back up. Tries to go again. South Africa now with 18 minutes left. And also Resi Ref says Wolfsong. And also we have got their man, the Irish commitment, and the breakdown is committed, says Golden Guest. It certainly is a little bit of a mistake in mind from Jimmy O'Brien, but I don't know whether or not the kick was the option there for South Africa. Now they find themselves even deeper inside of their own territory. Damian Willemser looks like he will once again have a crash up to the halfway line, trying to make his way through. Johnny Sexton makes the tackle there, almost a penalty against Bongi Omanambi. Great tackle there. Once again made. Faf de Klerk slots it back like it's a volleyball. Bongi Omanambi now 45 metres out from the line for South Africa. Penalty to South Africa there for playing it illegally. Now running hard at the line. It's going to be Quaka Smith. Crashes up to the 22-metre line. So he decided to take it quickly and not allow any chance for the Irish to get into it. Now Eben Etzebeth trying to bulldoze his way over the top. Seems like South Africa have found themselves another gear almost stolen. Damian Willemser has knocked the ball on, but that could have been an interception down the other end if it had gone wrong. If LaRue is on, who went off, I believe at this stage they have replaced Kurtley Arunser. I believe he has been taken off the field. And also South Africa has come to life. This will be a close game. Yeah, currently South Africa, they are sitting now back down to $9 underdogs. So it just shows how quickly the odds have gone right. They've had one decent play. Maybe they have got a chance of being able to go on and get themselves the victory. But they will still need this try relatively soon. There's a first South Africa try, if it wasn't for the slippery fingers. But that's the thing. Down the other end, Balakoon almost had his hands on that ball. But Damian Willemser put it down. And he apologises. No, in fact, he actually complains about the pass there. And Ireland's game management mixed with their skill is unmatched at the moment, says Easy Ollie. And I'm watching 3 games, says I am nutty. And there as well. And so many knock-ons and penalties conceded by the Sevens can't win with such an untidy performance. Peter Stiftatoy now taken off the field. Believe that will be for their last loose forward replacement they have got off their bench, which is going to be Marco van Staden. Had a pretty solid game, though. Peter Stiftatoy, he'll be happy with that performance. Makazole Mapimpi looks like he's got a bit of a cut on the head. At the moment, there is a try or no try? No try at the moment. South Africa once again dropping the ball. Top 14 games as well for free, says I'm nutty. And also, do you celebrate the Guy Fawkes nonsense in New Zealand as well, says JP. A few people like fireworks, but yeah, not too many overall. And also, how much time left? Still another 17 minutes left on the clock. So plenty of time, really. But Jan Sheehan now going off the field. That is going to be for Rob Herring. Oh, they just had to throw in that he was South African born for Rob Herring. And also, Lynn, you're stressing me out. And also, South Africa usually struggle with a wet ball as a Randolph there. So they're probably lucky it hasn't been raining at the ground. So I think it's just the wet kind of evening conditions that have made it a bit slippery. Tackles made so far by South Africa, 97. They've missed 25 in the process, though. That has certainly been costing them. Oh, no, Arun's still actually out on the field. So I'm not too sure who went off, now that I think about it, because if Willie LaRue is out there, maybe he was only out there for an HIA maybe, and wet ball, and it's dry, says Barry. And also those they stop fireworks access to the public due to the fact explosives and drunk idiots, not good combination. And Oz only says I am nutty. Okay, so Makazole Mapimpi off the field for Kurtley Arunsa. So Arunsa was off the field, and then he got taken back out. And believe you me, we will win, says Franklin there. And Guy Fawkes turned to as soon as they took away double happies, says a lottery. And also wet ball in the evening here. And also some of the players look like they have gone 10 rounds with Tyson Fury. And hi, Hamish, says Karma Beach. Welcome in once again, mate. Coming off the field now, Tyke Byrne. He's had a very good performance for the Irish. Now, going down in the front rows. They will bind. And your parents are lovely, says Karma Beach there. And yeah, they did seem to relatively enjoy the commentary. I know my mum was a bit tired, so I think she went back to bed pretty much straight away. But now Ireland going to have this ball. It's going to be Gibson Park. Actually found himself some headgear now. So I assume he's taken also a cut on the head. Box missed 25 tackles so far. WTF, yeah, a huge number for the Springboks. The Boks already have shown their hand too early, and Ireland are batting down the hatches. Nice charge down, another knock on from South Africa, and Josh Van den Fleur breaks the line. Tries to go over the top of Kolisi. No hands in the breakdown. It's a call from the referee. Great commentator. I would have loved hearing him last weekend, says Neville Scott. And we have got plenty more coming up in the near future for all of the live streams for the Rugby Union, for the Rugby League. That's a penalty once again for South Africa. And I believe Dion Fourie actually able to get that one. I don't believe James Ryan wanted to release that ball. And also much love to Mum and Dad for bringing the AB Scotland game, Irish, says Laurie there. And also we're there, yep, expect the Irish to miss the tackles due to the Guinness, says Wilsong, and roll the effing maul, says Golden Guest. Something that's normally a prominent skill in the Springboks arsenal, but just doesn't seem like it's quite working for them. At the moment, South Africa, they are $21 underdogs. They've missed touch again for South Africa. At the moment, it's just mistake after mistake. And watch the World Cup, says Franklin. And also, where's Katie Dixon at, says Gary? I'm not too sure. I've got a hair in my mouth, though. That is unfortunate. I think it's still there. And the Roo with foul language, says Annoy. And also, we got there, for example, I know two Aussies who robbed a US bank, didn't bother to cover their heavy Oz accents while in the US, and you trust average idiot with gunpowder, says I'm nutty. And also, mate, says Golden Guest kick downfield. That one hasn't found touch now this time either. Now attacking hard. South Africa gone from $21 underdogs down to 8 just in one little swoop. 16 minutes. In fact, no, sorry, it is actually going to be 14 minutes left on the clock. You say it's bad, says David Hrobala. Now Willie LaRue, short ball off to Damien Dialendi. Tries to break his way through. Now Finlay Bilham trying to get over the ball, unable to do so. Willie LaRue once again goes to the short side. Little grubber in behind. It's going to be setting up now for Cheslin Colby. Ball on the outside to Jesse Krill. Another offload. Cheslin Colby takes it 2 meters shorter line now for the Springboks. Now across, Evan Etsabev crashes at the line. And the Springboks seem to have found that little bit of extra spring in the box step. One more chance. Out wide, Dion Fourie tries to lure in the defenders, but Kurtley Aldenson didn't receive the ball on the outside. 3 minutes left on the clock now. Could this be the first try that we can get for the Springboks in this match? Mostert reaches. He's saying that he got it down. But did he? I think it's going to be the big question. Second time round, says Franklin, and why Italy have been brilliant recently. They deserved it, says Wolfsong. And also we have got there in the chat, try, says Barry Powell. But the question is, was it double movement or was it a knock-on? I think were the two big ones. We heard from her on Halloween. Still pops in every now and then. And let's get points of thumb icon, says Mark. Like they've said, South Africa may have actually also been on the advantage here. But driving forward, Franco Mostert. That's on the line. It's a try for the Springboks. And they will now be $4.20 underdogs. That is how quickly the TAB might just lose a whole heap of money, ladies and gentlemen. Come on, man. Who play hard with us and not even show up. Grit the F up. There's Golden Guest, but that will be the try now. 11 points for the Springboks, 16 for the Irish. Also, we have got there, says JP, and also how many minutes left, mate? At the moment, 13 minutes left on the clock. So still, once again, plenty of time for South Africa to be able to try and find themselves a answer back in this contest. Definitely if they are now starting to build that momentum. And whereas Edmund Marco, he's probably still asleep, I would think, at this stage of the morning. And also we have got there, come on, South Africa, says Valentin, and channeling his inner Cameron Smith with the grubber. Says Gary, and didn't Papua New Guinea lose to England today? They certainly did, unfortunately. And it was by quite a large margin as well. Cheslin Colby, predicted kick success, going to be sitting at 85 for Cheslin Colby to line up this kick. And this would be a fantastic one to get over for South Africa. Well, that's a bad kick. Could cost them the game. Yeah, it's at the post for Cheslin Colby. So still 5 points difference between these two sides. Where's your dad? I believe he's out in the dining room at the moment, maybe. Unless he has gone back to bed. And I've noticed his Wolfsong and also come on the block. Why didn't Gazza kick that dang? Says Sim Slayer. Yo, I'm not sure about why they aren't having Damian Valimza kick this ball anymore. And I was wondering where these comments you are reading are coming from that I can't see, says JP. And also with a nice pass from Willie LaRue. Yeah, he has looked decent since coming off the bench. Rassi Erasmus in the background, fired up. Jack Conan now out on the field. That is going to be for Peter O'Mahony. South Africa, they've got a chance in this game. I feel like with the fact that it was only 10 points difference, they were certainly going to be able to keep on trying their absolute best throughout this matchup. It is going to be nicely claimed by Franco Mostert. What about the Festival of Lights and all? There's Gavin in there. Oh, back. Faf de Klerk gives it off to, it will be Willie Leroux. Going for the pass across once again. Dion Fourie does well. No hands in the breakdown is the call from the referee. Tackle release. Once again, South Africa, they've got 11 minutes left to try and get themselves another few points on the board. And also, Mum Jokes off bounds since Hamish appearance to comms tonight, other than compliments. And also, Gavin has said, what about the Festival of Lights and all? And also, we have got there, go South Africa, says Cool Cat, and not a lot of time left. Best we can do now is end up with a draw, says Lynn. Although a converted try gets them 7 points, that will put them up to 18 on the board, and they are still attacking hard here, the Springboks. Looks like, though, Faf de Klerk may consider going for the box kick. No, instead fires it back to Damien Valimza, who will now kick it down the middle of the park. Ireland will be a bit disappointed with the fact that they have taken their foot off the gas and allowed the Springboks to get slowly back into this contest. It's kicked up high from Jimmy O'Brien, who looked disappointed with the way that that one went up. Faf de Klerk swats it back to Damien Valimza. He struck that one not the way that he wanted to. Kicked out on the full. And that's going to be a shocker there. The commentators say so close, but it wasn't really close at all. It was a shocking kick from Damien Valimza. Will Rassie do another video about the rest if they lose? It's hard to say. I feel like he doesn't want another ban, though, so that's probably one that he's got to watch out for. Or you don't want to end up getting yourself banned when you've just got yourself back in the box seat. I see it's a probability, I guess, or possibility, I guess, and it can go either way. Ireland need one good penalty kick. Yeah, that is true. If Ireland get themselves the penalty, they will be 8 points ahead in this game. And also, why now, bruv, WDF says Sim Slayer. Yeah, I didn't even think it was a good time to go for a kick there, if I'm being honest. I would have thought going for the run instead while you have got that counter-attacking opportunity would have been the best option. And mate, says Golden gets with Peter O'Mahony, 8 tackles made. Dominant tackles. He's made 1 meters carried, 33. He certainly put his body on the line once again throughout this matchup. Ken Healy now also out on the field. Hardly anyone in Cape Town celebrates Festival of Lights. I only remember it if someone posts about it on social media. And yes, Pocket is starting to play for real now, says George. And also, let's go Ireland, says Cameron. The chat also. Ty Furlong just having a bit of a chat with McCloskey, probably discussing injuries that they have got. And also, Andre Valimza is bad. I still don't know why they have taken him off the kicking tee, though, because I feel like that's really going to shake his confidence. Definitely if he is supposed to be their goal kicker going forward. And also, OMG, we're doing more game plan. I've really never seen the kicks or the box without a kicker. Very debilitating. There's Rudolph now. The line out throw goes in. Almost stolen by the Springboks, but Jameson gives it back now, gets it on the halfway line. Johnny Sexton puts it high. Cheslin Colby going to be tested here. Runs forward, knocks it back onto the side of the Springboks, and Kwaha Smith is able to clean it up. And Leroux is really poor tonight. I thought Willie Leroux's been pretty decent for his first few moments of the game anyway, because he was able to help set up. He did the grubber to Cheslin Colby, which then created that opportunity down the field, and then they went on to score the try off a Willie Leroux pass. So I think he's been pretty good. Overall, Willie Leroux. Nice catch, gents, come on. Haven't heard of the Festival of Lights before. Says it was Cooper Cronk. Now going back across to the side. Moving up to 22 metres out. Ken Healy, short side. Jamison gives it back, gives it off to Jack Conan. The advantage for offside. That could be the really tough one on the Springboks here if Ireland decide that they do want to take on the 3. Does anyone in Cape Town hear fireworks? Says Coolcat there. They have still got the advantage. Johnny Sexton goes for the cross kick. It's going to be a good one in the air. Willie Leroux gets enough on it to stop it from being a contestable one for Jimmy O'Brien. And we don't care about lose or win. We are South Africa, says Franklin. And there's, I feel like that would be the perfect time to play the South African national anthem on guitar, wouldn't it? But there's going to be a kickable 3 points here for Johnny Sexton if he wants it. And also we're going to go the block, says Nolan. I think that's all coming back down to that Damien Valimza kick that he attempted. As he fell out, I would have scored that from the cross kick. And also, what do you think of Jimmy O'Brien? I think it's quite cool that he's made his way into the Ireland side after being in the Irish A not too long ago. He's kind of been promoted. We haven't seen enough of him in this game to really judge, but I know that he goes all right for Leinster when he does play. And indeed, he's It's helped out the Irish thoroughly. Says Wolfsong and Fiona Seb LaRue has a very kickable face. Says we've got from Barry Barra, LaRue is poor in general. I dislike him thoroughly. And yeah, right. No one worries about their scores, says Mark. And there as well, from an Irish point of view. Oh, no, I read that one. So now, 7.5 minutes left. This should be a kickable one for Johnny Sexton. Like they've said, both actually missed from Johnny Sexton on the side of the field. Slightly easy one. How do you feel about Reece Zammit? Plenty of pace. First name or first word that comes to mind for myself. And Jimmy, hell of a talent, says Barry. And Sexton will jab it. If he does, 6 minutes must be executed, says Golden Guess. But now Johnny Sexton. Probably almost the most important kick of the day, you'd have to say, for the veteran. And Sex Bomb 3 points, says Barry Power. Lining up the kick now. Johnny Sexton, deep breaths taken. The crowd are relatively silent. And how much time is left currently? We have got 7 minutes left on the clock now. Johnny Sexton, he has got it over. Inside of the left hand upright, and that will now make the score 19 points for the Irish, 11 to South Africa. And Mark Roberts, how many Tongan flags do you have mounted in your car? Says Johnny. So there's Marco Fonapola. For anyone who was asking a bit earlier on, it's over, says Cameron. And also, which might, other than Hamish, time me out. And there compared to what I see Mod say, own time. Oh, okay. I'm not, he is not too happy about that. I didn't even realize you were being timed out, to be fair. And also, it's not like Leinster has a lot of talent, says Gary Miller. I'll say, oh, yeah, come on, gents. And good straight, says Golden Guest. And also, you never give up. Lynn fair play. And also, South Africa may be experimenting too much. But let's see when the World Cup comes, says Jaco Vandenberg. Now across to the short side. That's going to be a slap down from Mac Hansen, I believe. And the tackle right. They just want to check this one, so it might just be a knock on. And the North remembers for the watch. And also the only games the Springboks will win is the midweek game, says David Grobler. Of course, their game up against the Munster side going to be coming up relatively quickly. And also we have got their come on Ireland, says Emerald Guardian there. And also South Africa have no Mac Hansen, says River Power. That is true, but it was great take off the kickoff for Damien Willemse. It was the time when they definitely needed it. And then on the outside, Billy LaRue, yeah, just the slap down from Mac Hansen. I believe it was in the action of the tackle. Now, 5 minutes left on the clock. And it will be the scrum beat for South Africa. If they can score now, they're still in this game. I know I keep on saying that. And also we have got there called Diwali here in Dubs, says Gavin. After Clerk about to feed the ball. And the number 22 for South Africa, of course, going with the 6-2 split. It's going to be the advantage. So this will be at best 3 points. They're going to keep on going. Faf de Klerk breaks away, trying to break through the line. It's a good tackle made on him by Gary Ringrose. South Africa, they need a try. Now around the side, it's going to be Dion Fourie. Driven back with Mac Hansen. Really does bring the things together. He has pure class and also the try for the Bok. Says Barry Power. Now around the side, it is going to be once again Damien Dialende. Chislin Colby plays halfback. Gives it off to Franco Mostert. Only a couple meters out for the line now. For South Africa after 75 minutes. Chislin Colby with a step trying to pierce underneath that Irish defence. Now Faf de Klerk goes off to Vincent Koch. Pass back. Willie LaRue doesn't pass the ball. Now he offloads it up to Eben Etzebeth, who's got a good, fair, brilliant offload from the big man. And Kurtley Arunsa has been able to get the try. Where are they, says DJ Mills? They were over the try line, going out to the left-hand side, and we need a try block now, and they have just done that. Oh, gee, sweetie bum time. I can't look. And well, what a try, says Lynn. This is a very important kick for the 3 points. I think you're a little bit ahead, Barry, possibly, and also that's a woeful kick, says McNally, and I assume you are too. So that will now mean that the draw might be on the cards for these two sides, if that is the case, unless South Africa are still able to get themselves the last one. But that is going to be the missed kicking attempt. Who took that kick? That was Chislin Colby as well. I have no idea why he is kicking. They've got a kicking option in Damien Willemse. He misses one kick and they go, nope, we're never giving him a kick at international level again. Really strange. And also, this is mental, says Nicholas, and what a pass. And then shifted it down to the Doubters, says Randolph there. And saw the scoreline change before the try happened, says DJ. Now, at the moment, 3 minutes left on the clock. Okay, the time is off. Referee felt that Ireland were doing a bit of the time wasting there, and great pass from Ellis or Eben. And there says River. And also, Yao Lekading says JP. So it looks like a bit of an injury here for Johnny Sexton. I think he is now about to make his way off the field. Will be a big win if South Africa can win this. We never lose at home, says McNally. And the Southern Hemisphere will rule again when it matters at the World Cup and make us proud box, says Jerry. So the big question is, if South Africa get an easy kickable 3 points, do they go for the 3 or do they go for the full 7? Kick deep into the South African 22. Now Faf de Klerk will go for the boot down the field. Managed to find touch about 40 metres out now. South Africa will be trying to get this line out back and just kick it straight. FFS says Nicholas, and also no, you just want me to see the Irish lose, Lynn. I know what you're up to. And also we have got there in the chat, is this the same ref? French ref Foley's mate? No, it wasn't. Different referee, the Georgian referee in charge of this game now. Johnny Sexton, yeah, has gone off the field. Seems like going to be a little bit more time used up here for the line out of the Irish. Really strategic, I guess you could say. And last I checked, England beat South Africa at home last year. Says Wolfsong, and also time for a quick try box. Says George, stolen almost by the Springboks, but nicely taken by Rob Herring, who's shut down pretty much instantly by Franco Mostert now. It's a penalty to Ireland for kicking in the ruck, I believe is the call. And how much time left? Only 2 minutes left now in this contest. So I believe Ireland will be able to either take on the 3 points, use up a bit more time on the clock. That would mean that South Africa would need a successful converted try. But yeah, Eben Etzebeth got the foot through, kicked it as well. And I'm skipping auditing for this. Come on the box, don't make me waste my study time, says JP. And also, this has been a bruising game. I'm not even playing, and I feel sore after it, says Viable. And the next game that we are going to be doing on the channel, it is just coming up now. It's actually started. It was an 8:30 a.m. kickoff, New Zealand time. So we're going to be a little bit late getting to that game, I guess, now that I've just realized. But we will be starting it relatively soon on the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So be sure to tune in straight away to that next live stream when the matchup does take place between New Zealand and Fiji for the quarterfinal. And also, we have got there in the chat, it's over now past the 7-point threshold. And then also, Hamish, you will be a great kicker for the box, says Luke. I mean, I don't know whether or not I'll get many over, but, you know, they've got to make sure that they stick with the same guy that's gone straight down in the breakdown. Ireland now have this ball with only 45 seconds left on the clock. They'll be looking to get themselves the penalty advantage here. Ringrose with a good attack and run. The Irish want to try and get themselves another penalty. Great protection on the ground. Not able to go through. Now Treadwell tackled again. 30 seconds left on the clock. Ireland will be looking to just close out this game. A hard-fought victory, but victory nonetheless. Well done, Ireland. Says Barry Power, and good night, Nutty. Say hi to them. I've dismissed. There's Sebastian now getting close. Once again, 15 seconds left. They are just going to keep on hitting this ball up until the end of the match. That looks close to the turnover for Sia Khaleesi, unable to get it. And also, we got the game over, says Barry Power. It's over, says Cameron. And there as well, now just waiting 80 minutes, kicking it into touch for Joey Carberry. And that will be the win for the Irish. 19 points to 16. They are victorious over the Springboks. They will keep their number one spot in the rankings. Just a minute. You love to see South Africa lose, Kiwi lad, says River Power. I mean, I wouldn't say I love seeing them lose. I enjoy seeing them win as well. But I feel like that's just with every side. I enjoy watching a side that do end up deserving to win the game. And I would have to say in this game, certainly the Irish did deserve it. Yes, they almost threw it away near the end of the game, but they still were able to just hang on by the narrow margin. But nonetheless, now we are going to be transferring over to our next live stream, ladies and gentlemen. It was actually supposed to start about 5 minutes ago, but this game ran a little bit later than it was supposed to. It actually take 2 hours and 3 minutes to get through in this matchup. But the next game that we are covering, it is New Zealand versus Fiji in the Rugby League World Cup. And great commentary, Hamish. Thank you, says Darren Smith in there as well. Although now I guess we're in that situation of, have we left it too late to start the next one? Are we better off doing Australia versus France? And we'll take that. Thought the box. We're going to come back, says Paddy Dunn. What we will quickly do is we will go like this, and we will go like this. One moment, ladies and gentlemen. Go here. And there we go. Right. We will transfer over to the next live stream between New Zealand and Fiji for the Rugby League World Cup. We will be back in a very short moment. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We will see you all for the next one.